Good
Hello.
evening, peoples. It's been a minute. Welcome back to Once Upon a Roll. We're jumping back into our Bloodlands campaign. Getting right into the recap. Last we had left off, you had a meeting with Ches in Silver Lake. And decided that you needed to find somebody that both had knowledge of alchemy and that you and the wardens could trust to give the ingredients as well as the alchemical notes that you had taken from those vile wizards in the swamp to recreate this cure for this spore infection. Obviously, preferably, without the added side effects. So, you departed Silver Lake heading back through the mountain pass, back towards Glimmerdale, Twin Hills, and Millgrove beyond that. On your way through the pass, you came across a more inexperienced group of wardens, Mastiff group, that seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Taking the initiative to go and try to rescue one of their party members that had distracted some devils and gnolls. For the others to get away, you stumbled across a small battleground. A band of gnolls clashing with a vanguard of devils. Pretty quickly, you decided to get involved. As the battle unfolded, a large hill giant transformed by the demonic presence of these gnolls ran wild through the battlefield, killing devils, gnolls alike, and taking Bishop for quite the ride. When it seemed like the devils were about to be overrun, they backed into a carefully laid trap, unveiling a hellfire engine, a large metallic structure of flame and, well, a lot of unknown for all of you. It's something the likes of which you've never seen before. But its destructive capabilities were terrifying and obvious. Though you managed to both rescue the young man who was stuck up there, Chiron the Paladin, and disable and finish off the remainder of the devils, including their Hellfire engine. That's where we left off. You're all still atop that cliff that you had ascended. The battlefield littered with these scattered corpses of gnoll and devil alike, the steaming, flaming remnants of the Hellfire engine that had just been smashed by Frederica is still sort of chugging and belching up thick black smoke. Though it sits there incapacitated, you can hear the sort of rattling of metal pieces as it falls apart. So, what do you guys do? Or if you have any questions, if not, take it away.
Fred, can we keep it? Can we, as Persephone is climbing onto this thing and inspecting it? The Hellfire engine. She's like super excited and just like looking at how everything is, put together, and she's just, maybe kind of partially tearing things apart to get a better look at it. She's like, really? Can we?
Up until the moment that Persephone was speaking, Fred was continuously just beating this thing. Almost like mid, about to like smack down her maul against it. She looks at Persephone. She's like, "Oh, did you? Yeah, we can do that. I think it's workable, sort of." And Fred will stomp her foot down on it and be like, "Well, I think it's down, right? Right, guys?"
Yeah, more of it falls apart as you stomp your foot down.
Melody's in the background. She does a thumbs up, smiling nervously. Yeah.
You're breaking it. Like Persephone's still like basically climbing into the thing at this point.
Oh my god, you're climbing into it. Okay. So let's see. You're climbing. You're climbing into it.
Ezekiel from the
Is that-
distance is
Is
just
that
gonna like
accurate?
I think it'd be pretty good to melt that thing down into bullets.
Oh, it's
my
not
God.
there anymore.
Ezekiel's just gonna kind of wave his hands and go, "What are you doing?" At the sight of Persephone just crawling into the infernal machine.
I gotta find out how it works. How does it? What is it? What powers it? How does it? What is it? What is it even? How is it being held together? What?
Alright.
Is it a machine? Is it not a machine? Is it a? What kind of creature could this be? Is this a creature? Does it look like a mouth? I don't know.
Do you think we can make a gun that shoots those laser beams out of it?
Laser wings.
Laser.
Ooh, creative, Bishop.
Well, I figured that if we have some laser beams, then I don't have to get job done again. So,
If only we had laser beams, that wouldn't have happened to me.
Well, I wouldn't get too ahead of yourself. I believe you need a bit more work with your current gun.
Laser beams.
If I had laser beams, I wouldn't have to aim as good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Personally, I don't think we should be using such hellish materials. I don't know if it's safe.
Effective though. It's effective.
I'll give you that.
He's not wrong.
And I think Bishop will look totally cool, just laser beam everywhere at all our enemies.
Yeah, we could modify Persephone's laser beams too.
Amidst this conversation, can I look at Chiron and see his face? What is he looking
He's
like?
kind of just taking this all in. This is still like, the like a minute or two after the whole just ended. So
Yeah.
he's still coming down from the adrenaline of the fight. And let me remind you what you're climbing into, or about to climb into, Persephone. That's what it looks like.
Is it like still hot to the touch, or warm, or?
Oh my gosh.
Depends on where you are touching it. So if you're like on top of it or outside of it, there is a lot of like metal plating and shielding that is just warm to the touch. In places where you have like either busted apart that shielding, or especially like the opening, the internal part, that is like too hot to touch, like hot stove, or even more the further in you get.
Persephone! Earlier, just from it being underneath the ground when I was with Azul to go get Chiron, it was heating up the ground in the atmosphere. Are you sure you can go in it safely?
I have no idea. It's so exciting. I mean, look what it did to that thing. That was, wasn't it amazing?
Sure.
So Persephone, as you are near the, I guess you're near like one of these openings, one of these mouth-like openings, right?
Yeah.
So the main large one where the large brunt of these laser beams were coming from is too high up for you to get to from the ground. It's a fairly large machine. It's still smoke is still being exuded from all of the openings, either constructed or openings created by Frederica and you guys as you were fighting it. And as you are turning and having this conversation with Ezekiel, another just belch of this smoke comes out and engulfs you, covering your hands, arms, face with soot. And as it begins to clear and you can hear the hissing of the infernal engine, you can hear something similar to what you had heard before. It sounded like the sound of creatures wailing and crying, although it seems to be trailing, dying off as if fading, echoing into the distance before falling silent. And
Well, that's coming
Hmm?
from inside?
yes,
There's
when this thing first appeared, that wailing and screeching and pained hollering was more prominent, very much loudly and very much like it was in concert with the mechanical whirring sounds.
Oh, no. I mean, that's not. Did you hear that, Fred?
I think so. I kind of maneuver myself towards the opening. I'm a bit cautious of like where I'm touching. Hello. Are you alive?
Persephone
There's
kind
no
of kicks the
response.
thing a little. She's powered by souls or something ridiculous, I'm sure.
Ooh, what
have
if it
no
has
idea.
like a heart?
Something ridiculous.
Well, I mean, there's wailing coming from inside of it. I mean, I don't think there's actually things in there. Maybe there's things in there. Are there things in there? Can we cool it off? I mean, was would cooling it off? And I mean, how does it?
Well, I'll say one thing. I'm not a big fan of it if it's powered by souls. Maybe that's. You know what? You do whatever you're gonna do. Just don't get burned.
Did you say fan? Fan. We can fan it.
I'm gonna walk over to Chiron and kind of like check if he's okay.
I would
I
think
know
it'd be
he's still
better if
stunned.
Zul used some of his ass magic.
His ass.
I don't know how ass magic.
Oh, okay.
Ass.
My F.
Sorry.
Move the cape.
Sorry, children.
It's always the ones that claim to be the holy ones that are mostly mad.
Oh, it's not my fault. You said it funny.
And also, can you teach me?
Hey, Azul, on a side note, I'd like to talk to you later.
Totally unrelated.
I wouldn't have a thing to do about it, but
I
Good.
believe the succubus found in the I forgot the name of the place, but I believe they're proficient in ass magic.
Mine
Yeah.
too.
Jesus Christ.
Much.
Children, please.
I wouldn't have any methods to cool it off. At least not with a bit more magic put into it.
The ones that are closest to it, you can definitely feel the heat radiating out of it, and it seems constant. Like it doesn't seem to be waning, despite the fact that the engine itself most certainly does seem incapacitated. It hasn't moved. The smoke has since dissipated and stopped belching out of it, but there does seem to be this constant source of heat radiating from somewhere within, or at least it hasn't cooled off yet.
Is it still on its side?
I don't think it died on its side. I think it righted itself. Cause
It got up from being prone.
yeah, it used like one of its claw things, got it from being prone, and then Frederica jumped on top of it and started smashing it.
Ooh, what if it's like a nut, right? And we keep smashing it until we get to the center.
Yeah, I like this.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
I go back on top.
All right, I guess I'll offer any help I can then.
If it's all the same, you said that the others from my group, they were safe below. I should like to rejoin them.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, they're fine. We can take you there in about a minute. Hey, would anyone mind helping me take Chiron back to the group?
I should be able to manage myself. My wounds are more or less superficial. I appreciate it though. It seems you have some unfinished business here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take them away from their fun. You know, there's not much fun after a battle, but this one seems to be an exception.
As Frederica is like, gripping her maul, Persephone's cracking her gauntleted knuckles, and Bishop is walking up doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah, so
Melody too, I guess. I don't know. All these people getting in on the. Those are the four that I assume are.
You'd probably assume correct.
Melody's like, what do I have for smashing? I need to get a smashing thing.
Alright, well, you go ahead and go back to your group. Just they're not too far away, so give a holler if anything.
Alright, yes, and well, if you're not going to be too long up here, I'll ensure that we wait for you. If they are just down the cliff, it should not be, as you say, too far away.
Yeah, of course. I mean, from last I checked, all of your group of the Mastiff group is kind of banged up, so...
Well, I should get down to them right away if that is the case. I'm sure that Gaeta has her hands full if they're a bit banged up.
Yeah, I had to help out with the... Anyways, you go ahead and go on. We'll maybe get to you. I'm gonna look over at like the rest of my group about to beat up the giant infernal
Bonk,
machine.
bonk, bonk, clang, bonk.
It could be a moment, I guess. I don't. Listen, you go ahead and go on.
Chiron begins to make his descent back down the cliff as the sound of clanging metal fills the area. So, you guys are just breaking this thing apart
Well,
as you continue to bash and bonk. What's up?
No, continue.
So, looks like how you had destroyed kind of that outer plating that that outer shielding that allowed the machine to only just be warm to the touch. Eventually, that is stripped away, and these large hunks of infernal sheet metal lay scattered around it, and there's this sort of inner frame now that is still metal in and of itself, but is glowing orange and red with the heat radiating from within.
Hmm.
What is that?
Touch it.
Uh, poke. I go up and I kind of start like poking it with my sword.
With your sword?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah. So even at sword length, you can feel the heat radiating off of it, and you guys can see the the wavy heat lines caused in the air around the engine. After maybe about 2-3 seconds of your katana being in contact, the tip of your katana begins to glow faintly orange and then brighter orange as the heat is transferred to the blade.
Oof. Okay, I'm gonna pull my blade away then.
But how could it be that hot in here? Like, this doesn't seem.
Well, it's some sort of hellfire forge, so you know, maybe it's the way it was able to do those huge blasts was just channeling the heat from hell, or one of the hells. I don't know.
But how? It's a box. It's a really hot box, but it's just a box. How do you get that in a box? Like, how
Well,
does
how
that?
can you scream? How can you explain the screams of souls coming from it too? I don't
That's a
know.
good
I have no
question.
clue.
These are
These
good
are all
questions.
great questions.
Yes.
I
These
think
are
the
great
real
questions.
question is,
I'm gonna stay over here though.
can you repurpose it for something that we can use to combat the devils and demons, Persephone? You seem like you're pretty good at tinkering.
Well, that was the idea. If I could figure out how it works, I could maybe make it work on maybe a smaller scale. But this is crazy. This is just a very hot box.
Well, any
I
ideas
mean,
on how we can take this without burning to a crisp?
blacksmith's
Persephone.
tools.
What did you say?
Blacksmith's tools, which I have.
Blacksmith's tools.
I have some too.
What are you gonna do with blacksmith's tools? You
I don't know.
gonna,
What if I use
that's
my
a good idea. So
prestidigitation?
the two of you have these blacksmithing tools. Could both of you make a check with those tools? Or do you have them out right now, Persephone, or do you need to make them?
Oh, I just have them.
Okay. Are you both proficient with blacksmithing tools? I know that
am
Persephone.
not proficient with them. No.
You're not
I just-
proficient. Okay.
no.
So, could you both make a check, please, with your blacksmithing tools? It is going to be an intelligence-based check. So for you, Bishop, that would just be a straight-up intelligence check. For you, Persephone, it would be intelligence with the benefit of your proficiency.
That's an 8.
Very good.
I barely know how to make bullets. I don't know what to do with
It is a bit more complicated than small metal balls.
this.
Oh.
It's alright. Persephone's the smart one.
We're about to find out.
It's 12.
12?
Smarter
Yeah,
than
I
me.
add extra 3 to it for my proficiency bonus with the tools. I don't know how to roll the tools, but yeah.
It would just be a d20.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did an intelligence check, and then because my intelligence
Added
was
your
3, I
proficiency.
added 3, and then I added another 3, so it's 12.
Okay. All right. So it's a good thing you guys are working together. So
Listen,
it does
a 20?
take it does take time. In that time, Persephone, you kind of put the strange infernal devil aspect of this machine aside, and instead of wondering, what fuels this or how is this fueled, you just say, okay, it has a fuel source. And working around that, you examine its construction. You attempt to basically you make notes and try to write to the best of your ability, basically blueprints on the construction of this engine. Not knowing how it's fueled, how it's powered, you'll figure out a power source for your own version later, perhaps. It's fairly apparent as you guys come to like the end of about an hour of working together on this, and the heat being radiating from this machine has not wavered, fluctuated, or dissipated at all. And just the sheer size of it, you don't have the means to transport this right now, unless you guys will have some way to get creative that I'm not thinking of. But at the end of the hour, that's what you have. Maybe not your best investigative work, but you have something. This is a strange alien piece of machinery. You've never seen anything like it before, so it's not surprising that it's going to take some time to wrap your head around it.
Also, it's pretty hot. It's very warm
Yeah.
here. It's hard to
Yes.
concentrate. But also, how is it so hot?
All right. It burn in here?
Mm.
I had a question. Just trying to think here. Will I be able to use my spell, my prestidigitation, to shield up to 1 cubic foot of a non-living material, such as that hell box that we have going on there for an hour?
Sure. You walk up and do you have to touch it to do that?
Oh, good question. It says, it doesn't really specify. It says if you cast a spell, you can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for. Oh, it's verbal, so no, I don't think so. I hope.
I don't think I've ever looked at the range of prestidigitation.
It has a 10-foot
before.
range. It can be
Has a
far.
10-foot range. There you go. That's what I'm asking. Verbal doesn't necessarily indicate that whether you have to touch it or not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you
Yay.
could be within 10 feet of it. You don't have to touch it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
As you focus on it and you cool that small section of the machine, you can see the glowing red metal get a little bit less glowing red for a moment, but then returning to its previous glowing red state as if it is constantly being reheated.
Oh no. Melody steps back after doing the spell. Sorry, guys, I tried.
But that gives some answer. It's not just really, really hot and it'll take a really long time to cool down. It does seem like whatever is at this thing's core is constantly generating energy and heat, even though the machine itself is disabled.
I'm not sure we could transport this in the condition it's in.
Gonna bang it with my blacksmith hammer one more time as I shout in Inferno, "What are you?"
maybe we can do our best to collect some of these scraps, and maybe it'll help us create one of our own, or figure out how to repurpose this in the future.
Yeah, thank you for your help, actually. I mean, I don't think I would have gotten as far as I did without you here. I mean, this thing is ridiculously hot. I mean, yeah, you're right. Though it's interesting. I mean, maybe a gun isn't a bad idea. I mean, maybe that would work. I don't know, though. Not sure how it... Stuff to think about, though.
I mean, you could have a whole arm cannon or something. You already have your gauntlet beams. I mean, why stop there? Of course, that's...
You know,
the-
you're right.
Oh my god. What have you done?
uh, I don't think I was that much help, but I'm happy to offer any help I can.
Nonsense.
Has your sword cooled down? Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
No, what were you saying? Sorry.
His sword. Your sword.
His sword did cool down, yes.
Hmm. What if we heat it and then hit it? Maybe it breaks. Maybe we can get a chip off or something. And or laser beams.
So you guys have like the metal scraps and plating that you had broken off of the external shielding. It's just this sort of what it was protecting, that layer of shielding that you had worked to break off, that is this red hot metal.
You know, this would be great for smithing. I mean, you don't even have to feed it. It's just hot. You could just, like your blade, this is awesome, but not a very ideal location.
Let's build a forge around it.
Yeah, let's just set up shop right here.
Set up shop right here. Build a town. Starts to a village. Begins around here. Just start churning out weapons. We retire.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have all the metal, the scraps and everything. It's not a bad idea, really. But also, we have other things to do.
I mean, they can go ahead. You and Bishop can make a sword or something while you're here. We'll catch up later.
We probably
You guys go.
could.
We're gonna make a sword.
Yeah. Didn't you guys have to head to Mill Grove or something? We'll stay here.
You guys got some warden business, right? Here's the setting stone. I mean, if you want to.
Split the party. No.
And seriously, what are you guys gonna do? Are Persephone and Bishop actually staying here? Or are you guys just gathering up what you can take and heading off?
Yes.
Which one?
Yeah.
Gathering up stuff and taking off because we can't stay here. I want to make stuff, but also we have people we have to check on. And this is, this is important because this could save people eventually if I figure out how to. But that's neither here nor. We'll just collect supplies, like Bishop said.
Maybe we should just report it back and see if there's any way that the wardens can help us transport this. Maybe it's the best we can do.
That would be amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't guarantee
How
anything.
would you cool an infernal fire?
I'm not sure. Cheryl should figure it out, I guess.
Cheryl will figure it out. She's a Midwestern housewife. She'll figure it out. They know everything.
I mean, it's true that it would be a very valuable resource. I mean, if we could study it better. There's magics that can carry things.
Alright. So, you guys collect the scraps and the metal. and you head down the cliff, returning down to where the 5 members of Mastiff group are waiting, reunited. The woman with a bow that hadn't spoken much upon your arrival, she seemed too overcome with the emotion of the situation, is the first to approach you as you descend. You brought him back. Thank you. Thank you. You brought Kyron back to us. We're so lucky that you were passing when you were.
I'm happy we could help. Good thing we were passing by.
We got lucky this time. The roguish looking member of Mastiff Group says. One that was pretty upset that they were even in this situation in the first place. Just take it as a lesson learned. And get back to Glimmerdale. Report in with Cheryl when we can. Relin is still in a pretty bad way. Might have to rest up in Glimmerdale for a while, but regardless, we should get out of this fucking past that we shouldn't have been in the first place. Do you guys mind if we traveled alongside you just until we got out of the pass at least?
I don't think we mind at all. The more the merrier.
Looks like that's agreeing. An agreement. What do the rest of you say?
Yeah, they just got down the cliff. They were straggling a bit behind you guys.
Oh, wait. I was thinking about the hot box. Anyway, did we? I forgot. Do we even have a cart here? I mean, does he need a cart? Do they have a cart? Like, what are we doing?
You
Does
guys
this
have a
person need
cart.
help? Do
You guys have a cart.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, does he want to ride in the cart? Because Fred's a pretty good driver. I mean, Bishop is too. Bishop taught Fred, and yeah, that should be probably good, right? I mean, I don't know. Where is Ezekiel? Did we leave him up there? I wasn't paying attention.
No, sorry, I've just been... My bad, I got lost in my book.
You were
Uh,
reading your book like
yeah,
you were really dedicated. I mean, I wouldn't read climbing that. Wow, that's okay.
I got zoned out since y'all were banging on the metal so loud. I kind of just...
Just
Yeah, I
put my
didn't
nose in the
focus on
book and
anything.
followed you guys down. Shimmying across narrow
Oh.
passes.
Was it him? I mean,
You
he
know.
must be looking after you. Dude. Just makes me
Yeah,
think
He
of
almost fell off the
Barely.
cliff going up, but, he was reading this time, so he didn't even notice all of the perilous dangers that he might have succumbed to.
like a
Just
trick.
idly, walking through, over tight ropes, lava, swinging axes that he's just...
Oh, I was more imagining that Ezekiel's still at the top, just, hey!
Oh,
Wait!
where'd you guys go? Yeah, you're all alone now
Yeah.
then.
Okay.
I thought it was like reading a newspaper as you crosswalk.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
across
you
a
put the
busy.
newspaper
Yeah,
up
exactly.
and then- no,
Just-
you can't see them.
And all of the traffic misses you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing.
No, I'm still at the top.
So yes, you did leave Ezekiel behind then, Persephone.
Yes.
Oops.
Wait!
Where'd all you go?
Sorry, this book got really good.
This book you haven't read it before?
Oh no, this is
It's
this
like,
is one
oh
of the
guys,
books
have
I
you
got
heard of
from
this
the
Bible
librarian.
thing? It's pretty interesting.
No, this was one of the books I got from the librarian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I promise I'm not. Yeah, I've read this part like 4 times, but it really enthralls me every time. So I'm gonna go down with him now.
Oh,
that
okay. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, I could stay here, of course.
Ezekiel's the one that decides to stay back with the.
Yeah, keep an eye on the hot box for us.
Make sure that nobody uses it for evil.
You know, we could probably cook with that thing.
Mm,
Anybody got
I'm-
eggs?
Tastes like souls.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, we have the cart, and so I mean, if we could gently get your comrade in, it probably might. I mean, it's a cart; it jostles, but
It's be better than carrying him all the way down.
I could do
So-
that. I won't, but I could. Anyways.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, we'll get him loaded up into the back and try to stay as out of your hair as possible. Right. And yeah, help me get Velen up. And the woman that had been so thankful and grateful to you goes back, helps the chainmail clad warrior that had been pretty badly injured up to his feet, along with the dark clothed roguish type, and they lead him to the cart where they help him in. As you guys are heading along the path, you Mastiff Groove properly introduces themselves to you. There is Chiron the paladin, Gita the cleric, Todd the rogue, Relin the warrior fighter type, and Enya, who seems to be a more ranger type, uses a bow, wears leathers and all of that.
I don't know if we introduced ourselves, but I'm Bishop, and then I point to Melody, and that's Persephone,
Oh my god.
and this over here is Azul. I point to Ezekiel, and
Uh-huh.
everyone else can just introduce themselves.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you, Persephone.
what now?
Oh,
Oh no.
I just sighed. I am just like I'm just over it immediately. So I'm just like, just minding my own business.
tough crowd. my
Melody's in the
God.
Alright.
background.
Well,
She got half of us right. Come on, give her credit, guys.
sure. Yeah.
Do it.
Chiron looks to you, Ezekiel. Thanks again for coming for me, getting me out of there, Azul. I appreciate it.
Oh, there's
Was
no problem.
What?
Yeah, I'm Ezekiel. He's I. Anyways, besides that, it's no problem. Um, I mean, your fellow wardens, I wouldn't leave. Even if you weren't, I wouldn't have left you out to dry, anyways. So it's no matter at all.
You're a you're a good man. Uh, so Azul then, is it a family name? You two hardly look related.
I well, as of I have no tail. I doubt it. But
They're twins.
we're no.
Fraternal.
Right, hell, no, we're not related. They've just switched the names on you. Don't, you'll figure out in due time, don't
Oh.
worry.
Chiron, realizing what's going on, it kind of looks a little bit sheepish and embarrassed at being bamboozled.
Chiron will remember this.
Chiron, that was the first step in my path to becoming an oathbreaker. The betrayal I felt that day superseded anything. Any wound
Damn.
inflicted by devil or demon.
Oh my god.
I will never forget the wound on my heart. My
Broken arms will heal, but broken trust, that hurts.
Deep.
big bad evil guy made.
Oh
Last,
no!
the final boss.
Just
You remember that
great.
time where you told me he was Azul? That was what started it all.
I'll get you one day, Bishop. I'll get you.
Sucker.
I just
ignored
remembered.
me.
Hmm.
Melody the Barbarian. I'll have my revenge.
Anyways.
Wait, okay. So, just throwing it out there because, we were kind of busy before, but what were you guys doing out here again? And if you said it before, then I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
The cleric speaks up. We were. Our assignment was to patrol the areas outside of the Glimmerdale mines for any potential remnants of a gnoll band that had been driven from the area before. We found some tracks, and she looks to the ranger when she says that led into the mountain pass, but that was beyond the scope of our instruction, and, well, we, I guess, bit off a bit more than we could chew. We thought that we could at least bring some good information back to the wardens, if not get rid of any potential problems, but yes, we overstepped our bounds, and if not for you, well, we could have been much more severely punished for it.
Well, to look on the brighter side of things, though, if you had not done that, we'd never come across you, and we'd never known about the demons and the the gnolls what they were doing. We would have never been able to stop them.
She nods, and you see her clutch towards the holy symbol round her neck. I suppose fate does act in very strange ways. Still, I don't believe we will be making that same mistake again in the future anytime soon.
Well, now that the null problem's done, where you'll heading to? Back to the wardens?
Todd speaks up. Eventually, yeah. Think we're gonna have to spend a day or two downtime in Glimmerdale till at least Velen's back on his feet. We gotta nurse our injuries a bit and just make sure that our actual mission is actually complete before we head back. So we'll probably stay in the Glimmerdale area for a little while longer.
Alright.
Glimmerdale. We fought gnolls there. I don't know if these were the same ones. I mean, the guy did look kind of familiar, but I don't know if it was the same one or if they have many of them.
It almost
Whatever
seems
their
like there's
leader
no
was.
end to them.
Yeah, that could be. No end to them, though. That's a little bit. Well, they certainly met their end with that infernal contraption up there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no point in standing on the road. Do you guys want to all head back to Glimmerdale together?
I assumed you guys already kind of were heading
I
back.
thought we were.
Yeah.
And head up the tavern?
Okay.
There's
I
a
mean-
nice place called the Mine Shaft.
Oh, we know our fair share of it. I'm gonna nudge Melody with my elbow.
That's where that magic is practiced.
Yeah.
We can get you a special drink.
God.
Absolutely. Sometimes they have 2-for-1 special.
Regardless, it's always good to get some spirits to light the spirits.
Fucking
So-
corrupt priest.
Good old corrupted
A little
priest,
bit of
am I right?
food and a bit of drink, and then, you'll hopefully all feel better.
A little bit of guilt. Bring it away.
Of course. Gotta protect from the bad things, of course. I jest. Still, if you want, the offer's there.
So long as you guys don't attract demons. Just kidding.
That's a bit of a touchy one, Melody.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
if you're offering, I'm not gonna refuse. But you should just keep it going. If at this rate, should be able to at least get back out of the pass by nightfall, so we're not camping in this place.
Yeah, it'd likely be for the best. So, get a move on, everyone. A little bit faster.
Do you want to drive, Ezekiel?
Oh,
I
You may
think
want
the
to
plan is
repeat
to
yourself.
get
I'll
there.
give you a chance.
no,
Oh, boy.
I apologize.
Melody pushes
Oh,
Ezekiel in the front. Go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 no,
it.
get me away from her.
Besides,
Get me
our
away from her.
barbarian
I'm
needs
sorry,
a
I'm sorry, I'm
break.
sorry.
Come on, Fred.
No.
Let him drive.
No,
You
it's okay,
take a
it's
break.
okay. No,
I
she's
think
an
the plan
excellent
is to
driver.
get there by
No.
nightfall, not by
It's-
next week.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just
I fully
hire
agree.
you. Love my
Let me back
son.
in my seat, Melody. Please.
Ever.
I'm sorry, Frederick. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Anyways, Bishop was right.
Who?
Oh,
Oh, I mean,
What? I don't believe that we finished our introductions. Actually.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was joking around, trying, to make everything lighthearted after almost dying. So,
yeah.
my name is Fred, actually.
And I'm Bishop.
So you're a bishop. Okay.
I'm Melody, but I could also be Mrs. Bishop.
I don't think that that's
may
how
call
first
me-
names work.
Yeah. You may call me Azulu. And you, ma'am. I think the last one not introduced is the real Persephone. Not the melody
what
Persephone.
Are we? What's going on?
Still lost in her thoughts of the evil fire engine.
Well, I mean, how does it work?
Oh, that's all
Persephone,
good, but what's
her-
your name?
That's Persephone. I believe her head is still in the clouds. Or perhaps above on the top of the cliff would be more accurate.
She loves her crafts, so you'll likely hear a bit from her after the planning or about the planning on what she can do with the machine.
So, you guys have the journey back down. And just after sunset, Frederica, you maneuver and drive, steering the cart out of the mountain pass into the fields and forests that separate this pass from Glimmerdale. You guys pull the cart off to the side, taking the horses, unhitching them to go and eat, drink, whatever, hitching them to nearby trees and setting up camp. All of you and the 5 members of Mastiff group. A pair of fires is started amongst the 2 groups. Enya, the ranger, takes out a kit from her backpack and starts to unfurl a canvas, a sheet of canvas and some sticks, setting up a tent. What are you guys doing? Anything you guys want to do prior to resting?
What time is it?
It is just after sunset.
Would stores be open?
You are nowhere near Glimmerdale.
We're camping.
Oh, dude. Okay, my bad. I
We're just-
thought food and drinks. I misunderstood. My bad.
Eventually,
Ezekiel, if you want
yes.
to buy a pebble,
Eventually.
I have
Okay.
a
You want? My store is open.
Never mind.
1 pebble, 3 gold. It's a bargain. Also, this is a robbery.
I'm
Give me your lunch,
willing
buddy.
to buy. I'm willing to sell you this gallon of wine I can make for you.
Ooh.
Triple the price.
Ooh, whoa.
Hey,
Never mind.
demand's pretty high, and there's nowhere else you can get it.
How's your stash doing? Do you have drink right now? I'd assume that bottle of dragon space, after all you and Melody have been indulging, isn't exactly full.
Yeah, we also gave some to Ches too.
Yeah.
Well, how are we doing on the alcohols, Melody?
The alcohols. Spoken like a true connoisseur.
Melody's like halfway drinking her last bottle. Wait, what? Oh, you wanted some more, huh?
It's fine. We can stock up in Glimmerdale, hopefully.
That's right. Dragon Piss is overrated. It's all about the lily in a well. I heard it's pretty good in the menu.
What menu?
What?
She's
Oh,
drunk.
well-
Leave her
Oh,
alone.
don't mind her. She's,
just
she's had
making up
more than
drinks
her
as she
weight in
goes.
drinks.
Yep.
She goes in the back and starts like playing her lute.
It's all the same thing. It's just ale. She just names them different things.
Yeah. She's like slurring on the lute.
Based on her experiences.
Mm-hmm. She's trying to play her lute like a flute.
Yeah, she's blowing
Lily
into
in a
the
well.
lute rather than strumming it.
This
It
one's
goes
Melly
like
in a web.
this, the fourth, the sixth. Can't even count. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
On that note, I'm going to bed.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You saw Bishop's gun. Oh, you goof. His beauty and the moonlight overthrew you.
Hallelujah.
I think I did use the wine on myself.
I'm gonna use the wine on myself. Bishop's just there going through his inventory. Click, use, self.
It's okay.
Brother Rika broke your nose and she cut your hair, and Persephone punched you in the face. Hallelujah.
This is all while
Like the
she's
song.
blowing into the lute.
And with the sweet serenades of Melody Moonsong, much rest was had.
I would like to do a performance check. No, just kidding.
Please do, please do. Let's see how
I wake up
how
with
Mastiff
exhaustion.
group.
If I fail this,
I mean,
I
there's
will-
no way, right? You have to roll high, right?
You got a nat 20.
You wouldn't.
Oh,
Oh my god, she rolled so low.
great.
Mid-ass performance.
12. Oh wow, that's
Saved-
really low. Jeez.
Saved only by her.
Expertise
Yeah, saved only by her plus 10.
plus
Let's-
10.
Got a
Jesus
plus 10 on
Christ.
that and got a 12.
Plus 10, total 12. Okay. Despite your best efforts, to the contrary, there is something catchy and even slightly appealing about the song. It is wonderfully average.
My parents are so disappointed.
I thought you were about to say that's what my parents would say.
No, that would be praise for Melody.
That's true.
True.
We haven't gotten to our Moonsong episode yet.
True.
Oh. Interesting.
I'm willing to volunteer.
As tribute?
Yes. What?
As her husband, what?
As her husband? My parents would be so disappointed if I returned home without without a partner. Please, Bishop, could you pretend for me?
True. You decide.
Yeah, she's the D&D equivalent of like an Amish person.
Alright.
Dumb.
Dumb. So, you all set up camp, getting ready to rest. I believe Ezekiel already stated he's going to bed.
No, I've been.
You've
I've
been at bed.
been
You've
in
been in
bed,
bed. All
yeah.
right.
And the minute she pulled out and started blowing into the loot, I went to bed.
Velen, the injured fighter from Mastiff Group, he is resting. Gita, the cleric, she's pretty exhausted herself, so she's going to rest. Todd, the rogue, walks up. I'm gonna be staying up for a bit, at least for the first watch. I don't know if you guys are all comfortable with that, or if you're gonna have one of your own stay up as well, but just thought we'd let you know.
Up.
Fred staying up? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I could take a look at the fighter, Relin, I think his name was, if that's
Yes.
okay. You know, if with you, but if not, that's fine too.
I don't see a reason why not. He's sleeping right now. He nods over to the fighter who's bandaged, patched up, and reclining on, like laying down on a blanket using a bedroll as a pillow.
Okay, well, if I could just use a cure wounds on him.
Okay. You can see as you do, his breathing seems to even out, steady, and relax as he's sleeping. You can see the reddened bandages where covering his wounds. That's where you focus the extent of your magics, and presumably the wounds beneath the bandages begin to seal, stitch up, hurry along the natural healing process.
Okay, so with that, I'll go to sleep too. I mean, do you need anything, Fred, or are you okay? I mean, I could stay up with you if you want, or were you?
I would feel more comfortable if you got more rest as well. No, wouldn't worry about me. I have the trees, and I'll be fine. And we got this, nice ranger here with us, watching their group and watch our group. I mean, all our groups. Now.
You did good today. That was good thinking. All right. Good night.
Very cerebral in your approach. A true tactician. Alright, so as everyone else gets to bed, it is the roguish type from Mastiff Group Todd along with you, Frederica. Each of you sitting maybe 15, 20 feet apart, tending to the flames of your own individual groups' campfires, keeping an eye out. You go ahead and make a perception check, please.
Fuck is my sorry.
Okay. As the sound of restful slumber begins to mix with the chittering of nocturnal creatures and buzzing of insects and the chirping of the crickets and grasshoppers that come out at night, doesn't seem to be much that piques your senses. Fairly boring couple of hours as you just stare into the fire, stoke the flames, watch the night roll on. At one point, you hear the shifting and movement as Todd stands and heads towards some nearby bushes. A minute or so later, he returns, sits back down in front of his campfire.
Group were you assigned to again? Or I don't know if you mentioned it the first time.
It's fine. Mastiff. We haven't been doing this warden thing for long. Maybe about a month or so. What about you and your group? Who are you?
Part of the was it? Frederica's kind of thinking Phoenix with a question mark.
You can't say that word, David. That's a bad word. That's not a garden tool, David. You can't say that. It's crazy.
How?
How is-
Do people really spell Phoenix and mean penis or something? What's happening?
No. It's HOE. That's what got censored.
Oh my god.
I see you trying to sneak that in. Yeah. Like you'd actually be talking about a mythical firebird. You're just trying to sneak past our censors. Not gonna happen.
That's
Tabletop
crazy.
Simulator. We're on top of this shit.
Crazy. I can't.
Sorry.
Huh. Phoenix Group. Pretty sure you're the
Fully
ones
mentally
that...
tapped.
What'd you say?
Sorry, go ahead.
Phoenix Group. You're the ones that drove the gnolls out of the mines in the first place. So you did all the heavy lifting, from what we've heard. We were just sent in to do a little bit of cleanup. Nowhere near as intense as what you must have been through. Well, until some overzealous individuals in my group decided to head into the pass, but that's behind us now, I suppose. Should probably let it go.
Yeah, but you learn with experience, and you're still here, right?
Yeah, not by... Well, only reason I'm still here is because Chiron decided he'd sacrifice himself. Only reason he's still here is because of you and the rest of your group. I'm all for experience but I'd rather not learn a lesson at the cost of my life. Or of someone close to me. Hardly know these assholes, but I mean, it's our group, right? For whatever reason, we're all decided to join the Warden, so it must be at least a little bit better than the average person.
All the sleeping beauties around me. Yeah, I'm kind of like these assholes. Don't tell them that, though. Well, except Persephone, she's not an asshole.
You look similar. Related?
I don't know why. I was trying to make a joke, but yeah, we're my sister. She's my older sister.
Well, I won't tell them if you don't tell mine.
Deal.
He leans back and looks up towards the stars and the moon. Seems just about time that we find somebody to take our place. A few minutes here, maybe.
I mean, you guys probably have been through a lot. If you're okay with it, I can just wake up Ezekiel, for example. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Let me go wake up Bishop.
And we decided we're gonna, keep our own thing. So he gets up and heads over to someone from his group as well. Bishop, as you're getting stirred to consciousness by Frederica, the two of you here. And yeah, get your lazy ass up.
That's a sweet way to get woken up.
Wake up, you lazy ass.
What the fuck?
Sounds about right. All right. Guess it's my turn, huh? You get some rest.
Alright, so Bishop, as you stir yourself awake, you can see that kind of standing and stretching is the female ranger, Enya, the one who had seemed very distraught upon your first arrival, kind of having an emotional breakdown, and the one that was so eager to thank you upon your return and the return of Chiron. Bishop, could you make a perception check for me, please?
13.
Okay. Unlike Todd and Frederica, who spent all but the last little conversation of their watch just kind of silent into themselves, Enya, she comes over to your group's campfire almost immediately and sits across from you. Hey, I hope you don't mind. I always find it kind of hard to stay up during watches, so conversations tend to help.
That's fine by me. Take a seat.
She nods and thanks. Her eyes fall to the firearm, the peculiar instrument on your hip. He raises a curious eye at it. What's that?
It's something I've been working on. They'll need some improvement, and I think I got it now. But it shoots metal projectiles, kind of like I would say it's a more advanced crossbow, is I guess how I would
Oh.
grab it.
Oh. So yeah. That's interesting. I never really took up the crossbow myself. I guess I can understand its advancement, and certainly what you have there must be even more advanced than that, but I guess I'm old-fashioned. I've always preferred the bow myself.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a bow. I mean, it's reliable, and for the most part, it can be pretty lightweight and easy to carry. So, I I like the crossbow, and I like bows. I like all sorts of weapons, really. So,
Hmm. She.
how are you holding up? You seem like you were pretty tore up earlier.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I should have better grip on that. I'm really no help to anyone if I let myself get overwhelmed like that, but it was something I'm not used to all of the monsters and fiends yet anyway. Wasn't much of a fighter per se before the wardens. Knew how to use a bow, how to hunt, and track, but as far as actual combat goes, I didn't have much experience.
You sound a lot like I used to when I first joined the military, before the wardens. It's I like to say it gets easier, and to some degree it does, but
Well,
it's 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 tough. So I get it.
I mean, you and your friends, you rushed so readily up that cliff, not even knowing. Well, probably more impressive, actually knowing what awaited you. That level of confidence in your own ability. I mean, I guess that's just experience, huh?
You could say that, or you could say it's a little bit of recklessness, maybe a little both. But that's why we signed up, right? I mean, it's to make sure that we can help those in need. So,
Yeah. So, a soldier.
hmm
I don't mean to pry, so please don't feel like you need to answer if
it's uncomfortable, but you seem young for retirement.
Well, in in my case, there was a lot happened with my platoon. The Bloodlands is even on the even at the very edge of the front lines of the Bloodlands. It's things can go pretty bad, pretty fast, and let's just say I didn't feel like I was fit for duty after my platoon was wiped out by some demons, and it was a bit rough. Took a while to recover, but I think I'm a little better about it now.
Her hand moves to cover her mouth as her eyes widen at your story. I'm sorry, I didn't. You were there. You've been there, and still after that, you decided to join the Wardens. I couldn't imagine. It must be terrifying.
It it is, but the way I saw it, it's sitting idly by, knowing what's happening and what I experienced. I felt that if I could just make it a little better, do what I can, that it would help me heal. And in many ways, it has. But
She nods. Hmm?
no, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
She nods, and it looks like she's about to respond, but you can see her catch something out of the corner of her eye, and you pick up the sound of a small rustling. Not much. It seems like it's some little nocturnal like creature, but it seems particularly interesting to Enya, who, with a glint of some sort of like a spark of remembrance in her eyes, gets to her feet and begins to slowly crouch walk towards the small creature, kind of, and luring it over. You can see her hands begin to weave with a little bit of magic. She goes and she lifts up this small rodent like nocturnal creature who becomes enveloped in the faint magical aura of her spell. And she looks back to you. With all the excitement and everything of the day, I forgot to send a message back to the wardens. Excuse me for a moment. And she begins to walk away, and you can hear her, although you can hear her beginning to speak to the animal as she puts distance between herself and you. You don't make out the exact words, but she then releases the small animal that you notice pretty much makes a beeline directly on the path that you would take back to Glimmerdale.
Will you look at that? Huh.
It's not the most practical means of. It's what we have. It's what I can do, at least.
Well, it's pretty creative. I never thought of that. But you can speak to animals, huh?
Not well. Sometimes only
magically, but that was that was just a spell that basically compels an animal to deliver a message for me. Think of it as a sort of one-time courier.
I like the sound of that.
Can only do it. I can't do it all the time, though, so I normally wait till the end of the day, and if I still have enough energy left over, I'll try to send a message back to the wardens, just to keep them up to date.
Yep, it's a lot better than well, it's nice to have a different option than the Set in Stone. I mean,
But that's so much more direct, so much easier.
yeah,
Hope
but
one
it's
day.
oh, well, I was just gonna say it's a one-time use, so I mean, at least per day, and well, maybe in the future you'll have this, plus you'll get better at doing your magical thing, and you know, it'll be a lot better, at least than what we can manage right now.
As your watch continues, she takes out some arrow shafts and begins to, with a knife, carve and fletch herself some arrows. And she sits across the fire from you. Bishop, you notice another rustling. You look to where you heard it from, but you don't see any movement, don't hear it again, but then from the other side, you hear something, and as you turn to glance in that direction, you can see behind some bushes a glint of metal reflected by the moonlight that then moves or disappears.
Did you see that?
She looks up from her arrows.
I could have sworn I saw. I think it was a person that looked like metal. Maybe armor. I'm not sure.
I can go take a look. Where was it?
Over in that direction, but maybe you shouldn't go alone. Maybe we should both check it out.
Alright. I'll go from one direction, you from the other.
Yeah, sure. Uh, hmm, I'm not sure if we should wake somebody else up just in case.
She looks to her group a little bit nervously. I mean, if you want to wake someone from your group up, I kind of have a little bit of a reputation of unnecessarily waking my group up for non-issues.
I see. Hmm. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. I'll wake somebody up from our group then.
Alright, I'll go and see if I can get eyes on whatever it is you saw.
All right. I'll only be a second.
And she's going to stealth away. Okay.
Who to wake up?
Not Isis.
What happened?
No, Mag just said not I in the chat. As you kind of walk, glance over
Oh, no.
Frederica's sleeping body. In her sleep, she just mumbles, "Fuck off."
Right. I need someone a little more reliable.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Damn!
We'll remember that.
Can I swing in my sleep?
What
Bishop
happened?
doesn't even need his gun to fire shots.
Damn!
Wow.
Bishop got another one.
Oh man.
Can't mess with words.
I would I'll probably go to wake up Azul.
Okay.
All that I do to deserve this.
Yo, what do you mean, man?
You go over and you start shaking the Ah!
I need to make sure that I can be vortex warped out of
Yeah,
whatever
out of your
situation I get
problems.
into.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just vortex
Long
right.
rest
Warp
resource.
sorcerer.
My
Not by
Long
law.
rest resource.
Yes.
I need to put that on a shirt and sell it.
So,
Bye
Azul,
now.
you have been chosen.
Oh.
You have not gained the benefit of a long rest yet, just so you know.
Yeah, I'll use my my wonderful little tabletop thingy for reference, because I already clicked the stupid fucking button like a moron.
No problem.
Yeah, same. So that's why I started putting my HP down. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can remember in tabletop. Yeah.
You guys did have time to short rest, but not long rest.
Ah.
So hit dice, hit points, whatever would probably put you back to full on those if you wanted to. Plus any short rest abilities would be back. Not that you need them. I don't know why you guys are worried about it.
You mean
Well, I guess, yeah. Yeah, hit dice would probably get me up to full, I guess, yeah.
Another mob Yonobu's waiting in that bush.
Oh,
Yeah.
Have we leveled to 6 yet, or not officially?
No,
Till-
after the long rest would be when the level kicks
Yeah,
in.
Okay, so then
Okay.
this would be where I would be at, I guess, then. Okay. Alright,
That's mission.
I
can-
could've...
You can be a bit more delicate.
My apologies. I didn't know I was not being delicate. I
Yeah,
need your help.
What's the amount of force that gets translated to the pocket dimension? It's kind of hard to tell, you know.
I like to think like a good slap is like an earthquake.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure.
I mean, did I shake him awake? I don't. What did I do to you?
I'm
That
sure
was just
you
me
meant
being
so.
ridiculous. I don't think that Bishop actually would do that.
It's
How do you wake him up though?
Uh,
A gentle tap,
I mean, I don't know if I'm talking into the bun. I would have been like, Azul, I need your help. You hear me? Are you
Hear me?
listening?
Okay.
Shake it like a magic 8-ball. Outlook.
Just
Just whisper into like a magic conch.
I don't think it has an opening though.
Does it work like a ring doorbell?
Hello? Hello? Can you see me?
There is someone at your front door. Hey, can I come in?
Bishop on watch.
I'm scared. I can't wait
So-
to have that interaction.
Oh man.
So you exit the vessel, Azul. A silvery mist quickly coalescing into your physical form.
Just wanted
Is
to
something
let
the
you-
matter?
Yeah. I could have sworn I saw something moving through the bushes over there. It looked like something metal. I just wanted to let you know to keep a quick lookout while I go ahead and check it out. What was her name again?
And yeah.
And you're from Mastiff. She went to check it out ahead, but I don't want to. I'm just gonna go and make sure I catch up to her.
Fair enough.
I will remain
Alright.
here.
Appreciate it. If we don't come back in 5 minutes, then, well, just assume we need your help.
Okay.
Alright, so. Bishop. Could you make a stealth check? Azul? Could you make a perception check? So I assume you're watching him.
Am I trying to perceive Bishop?
Are you? What are you
Out of
trying to
the stealth?
perceive?
No.
Yes. No, I was just saying, like, because
I got him.
You got him. You can see him.
Yeah.
He's not hiding from you.
Got the-
Well,
see
you can see the shit. No, I don't know.
Are you clanking around, Bishop, in your chainmail armor?
What chainmail armor? What the?
You don't have
heck?
chainmail armor. Oh, you
Oh,
still have
no.
just the leathers.
I have just a nicer leather. I got studded
Mm.
leather
Oh,
armor.
fancy.
Oh, fancy.
What a stud.
um, I rolled a 15.
Okay. Azul. All right. So, Azul, you do manage to keep an eye on Bishop. You even spot Enya in the distance. You guys aren't in some big open clearing. This is kind of a foresty area, so there are not impassably dense trees, but enough to definitely obscure vision out to a certain point. Enya's the first to disappear from your line of sight, Azul, as she was already further away and moving. Bishop, as you approach the area that you had seen the glint of steel from, being as stealthy as you are, as you turn the corner, not a move. Not a move. There is a darkly clad man with a bandana raised above his nose and a crossbow pointed directly at your throat. He's about 5 feet away at the moment.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay still for a moment, kind of watch him, and look for an opening to try to safely subdue him or something of that.
Like you said, you are out of arm's reach of him right now, and he already has his weapon drawn. The bolt racked and ready to fire and aim directly at you. So, at the moment, you are the complete focus of his attention.
I see.
Instructs you. I want you to put your hands over your head, turn around slow, and start to walk back to your camp. I'm going to follow you. Is anyone else awake?
Just me. I was keeping watch.
If you're lying, I'm going to put this bolt right through your neck.
Noted.
Are you complying for the moment?
For the moment.
All right. So, As you come from around the bushes, you have like a moment, a few seconds maybe, where you can make eye contact with Azul. Where Azul, you can see Bishop coming back around the corner with his hands above his head. Is there anything that you're going to try to convey via simple sort of body language, maybe head movements, the look in your eyes to Azul? That isn't readily apparent by, your hands above your head.
Yeah. Yeah, I would try to. I would try to just, since we locked eyes, I would try to gaze. Obviously, I have my hands up. He sees my hands up, I'm guessing, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I would kind of like make eyes look back. Like
Mhm.
kind of like that motion, like you barely like go like when you're
Yeah,
looking at someone,
like
like
something's
what I mean?
behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, like. And then as I'm motioning that, I guess I don't know if I would have time to, I don't know how that would work in this situation. Like maybe like ready myself to dodge or try to make myself evasive if need be, since,
Okay, gotcha. So
you know,
I understand what you're saying. I
yeah.
understand what you're saying. Sounds good to me. Azul, what are you doing? Right now, you are in direct line of sight of Bishop, which means that you would be in direct line of sight of whoever is Bishop had come across that seems to be in control of the situation at the moment, from your point of view.
Wait, so I see both of them?
You just see Bishop at the moment.
Just Bishop at the moment.
Yes, this is like all happening within like the span of a few seconds, where the other guy is leading Bishop out, and Bishop turns the corner, but the other guy has not yet.
I am. Let me see. How far is he from me?
At the moment, maybe about 50 feet. Maybe a bit less.
Okay. I am readying Vortex Warp.
Okay. Which means that you will have to use it within the next 6 seconds or the spell is lost to you. Within that time, the bandit that is currently leading you back to the camp turns the corner behind Bishop, and you can see the crossbow raised a few feet behind him, pointed directly at the back of Bishop's head and neck. And his eyes spot you, Azul. What the hell is this? You fucking lied to me. And Azul, you hear the sound of the release of a crossbow's trigger mechanism.
I'll Vortex Warp him.
All right. Bishop, you find yourself disappearing. Where are you vortex warping him to?
Um. Behind him.
To right behind the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Bishop, you also hear the sound of the crossbow a few feet behind you, and suddenly you're looking at the back of the bandit's head. The crossbow bolt zips past your cheek, Azul, missing you by a matter of a few inches. What the hell? The bandit looking around, flabbergasted.
And then I'll take out my gun, put it to the back of his neck. Don't make a move. Not a single one.
He freezes in place, recognizing your voice. How? What? He's still not moving, but... Alright. You know, I'm not moving. Azul, you notice the bandit's eyes, all that you can see of his face, are darting around as if searching for something, maybe a way out, maybe something else you can't tell. But Bishop seems to have taken control of the situation, his pistol flush against the back of the bandit's neck. Even Bishop cannot miss from this range. So, Bishop, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, at this point, I would kind of be concerned with where Anya is, because she kind of trailed off and doesn't seem like she's gone back.
Not from what you can see.
Not from what I can see, yeah. So, I would try to question him. The girl. Did you see the girl? He went looking for you.
I saw her wander off, but she wasn't headed towards me. You were the one that was headed towards me. I don't know where the fuck she went. But I would stay that trigger finger of yours. If you haven't seen her yet, then, well, one of my friends probably has.
Probably more than you should have shared with me.
I don't think it matters at this point.
Well, if she's in trouble, then, and let's say they do kill her or anything like that, then what makes you think that I'll hold back from making sure that you're in the floor?
I guess nothing. But, well, seems to be out of my hands now. So what are you doing? Are you just standing there, or are you, like, kind of forcing him to walk back towards Azul and the rest of the camp?
Yeah, I would try to get him to walk towards Azul and them, and the rest of the camp. And I mean, I would try to maybe restrain him somehow.
Like in the process of walking, or once you get to the camp? Because that's skipping ahead quite a little bit in this scenario.
Okay, yeah, I would walk towards the rest of the camp.
So you're walking towards the rest of the camp. He does drop his crossbow and, you know, show his hands as he had made you do. And as you get to the Camp Azul, you notice, and Bishop, you can hear from behind you, well, the sounds of more of these bandit-like individuals, more of the people that he had maybe prematurely warned you of. Exiting from the shadows behind trees, one of them holding a hand over Enya's mouth and a blade under her chin. Her eyes are wide, scared, and apologetic. The bandit holding her. Let's not be too hasty here. Let's let cooler heads prevail. Wouldn't want either of our friends losing theirs.
All right. So, what are we gonna
Well,
do? Oh,
while this is
go on.
happening, if anybody, can I telepathically speak to anyone in my vicinity?
Probably. Do you need them to be
I'd
conscious to telepathically speak to them?
Doesn't say. It says I need to
Well,
be able to see them.
yes. Alright,
So I
I'm
would
not
like
sure
to-
what's going to... Yeah, sure. Who are you going
I'd like to
to...
attempt to wake them up.
Who? Everybody?
The loudest, whoever I can
You
see.
speak-
I don't know if there's people outside of my vision
Your
around
current-
me.
Alright, so you're not like looking around, you're keeping your eyes sort
Yeah.
of forward. Alright, let's see. Didn't get the logistics of the area of... Let's see what you're seeing. So Melody is passed out drunk right now. But you can kind of see her.
Great.
Ezekiel did remove himself from everything fairly early, so I assume he's probably one of the furthest ones away, trying to escape Melody's performance.
Okay.
Canon.
Yep. So that would lead you with Frederica and Persephone, that are near enough to you and near enough to each other that you can just see the two of them out the corner of your eye without having to move your head too much.
Okay, good. Well, they hear loudest amount of psychic yelling to wake up that I can muster.
Screaming in your head.
Ooh,
The
that's
calm,
horrifying.
cool exterior.
Yo, but why is he transforming? Like,
Well,
God
Persephone
damn.
would just jump up, like holding her head, like, what is this? Ugh.
Do they take psychic damage from screaming in their head?
Psychic scream, you mean? Different game. No, it's not. Their heads explode, actually.
Oh,
Psychic scream, that's what that does, yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable. You can see the grip on Enya tightens, the hand holding the blade underneath her chin grips it tighter, the knuckles white, as Persephone suddenly shoots awake out of nowhere, startling the bandits. From what you can see, there is more than a half dozen at least, though an exact count you haven't gotten yet.
Well, damn.
They are all, from what you can see as you're taking in your surroundings, Bishop Azul, coming from the area that you had ventured towards. It doesn't seem like they have you completely surrounded. They're just coming from the area where the tree line and the brush was thickest, which is where you had seen that movement from originally, Bishop.
Okay.
So, Persephone, you wake up like, what the hell is that? Just something happened. It sounds like someone yelled, but as you wake up, it's fairly evident that maybe nobody has. Very strange. You're awake now.
Mm-hmm. And it's right there by me.
Yeah, I have my eyes wide open, just like.
Just
I'm like
Oh, wait, hold
nudging
on.
her.
See,
with
they're
my
there
foot.
open.
Where's the
I'm like,
Squidward? Where's the Squidward?
Yeah,
eyes?
exactly.
that's
That's
exactly
it.
what I was thinking.
Eyes open, like, you know,
Groggy.
Azul dares wake me up by yelling at me.
Insta rage, please.
Insta rage, please.
But yeah, I'm like nudging her with my foot. I'm like, Fran, we're
Okay,
in
that's
trouble.
What?
She's got the least sleep out of everyone too. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
We're surrounded. Mm-hmm. Without like, I'm trying not to move my mouth too much. But what does it matter? We're surrounded. Get up.
What do you?
You
Of
can
course,
see-
we're surrounded by trees. How else can we have
No,
cover?
not trees. Nope, people.
What?
People, bad people.
Pe-
Bad
people.
people, bad people.
The
Mhm.
sound of a crossbow bolt and a crossbow loosing and a bolt coming and impaling into the ground right in between the two sisters.
Oh, that's bad. On my feet.
The bandit who had loosed the crossbow, reloading his weapon. The one who is holding Enya captive. Let's keep conversation to a minimal, shall we? The more people that start talking and yelling, things can get chaotic real quick. Wouldn't want anyone getting startled. How you doing over there, Avery? Just fine, you prick. The one in front of you, Bishop, responds.
Okay.
What do I currently see with Persephone? Like,
You
I
guys
thought-
are
yeah.
sat up on the ground, so you see fairly similar to what Bishop and Azul both see right now. You're not too far away from them. You had to be within eyesight of Azul. You're maybe 10, 15 feet away from Azul himself, though your vantage point is a bit lower, so you don't see the extent of what they see. Your vision is kind of hazed and blocked by the fire, the other camp setup. Where you are right now, you guys are in your camp. The bandits are some ways away from you, and between you and the bandits are the other members of Mastiff and their camp.
Okay. I mean, since he's trying to negotiate and keep cooler hand, I would probably try to convey to him that they still have a very small window of opportunity to release Enya, and maybe we could just, get Avery to go over there and bygones be bygones if they don't show themselves, or maybe maybe they just want to duke it out to the death. I mean, let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out.
Tatakai.
Well, could I be rummaging through my bag, I guess? I don't know if it would be in my bag. I don't know. Seems like I would keep it near me. But my drift globe.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could activate the daylight spell.
Ah, figured.
Give me 1 second. Does the daylight spell actually blind people?
Well, I'm not trying to blind them. I'm trying to. I don't have any. I was looking for something to make a loud noise. I don't have anything to make. I can make a bright light though.
You can make a bright light. Yes, you can. What are you trying to do? So, if you are going to rummage through your bag, are you just going through your bag? You're not hidden from sight. Are you going to try to make a sleight of hand check?
Okay.
Okay.
I guess in the meantime, while she's doing that,
Mhm.
I'm trying to converse
Yeah.
with the guy. Hopefully he has focus on me and not on her. Who knows?
He does, but there are others,
Ah,
including the one that, shot the crossbow bolt between Fred and Persephone in the first place.
bueno, I try.
There's more than just one. Not everyone is focused on you and Avery. You had no intention of spilling blood this evening. Now, don't get us wrong, we're not opposed to it. But unfortunately, the boys here, they'd never forgive me if I just took your prior offer and up and left. We need something for our time.
What's this something that you're talking about? My patience is running thin.
Don't worry, we're not interested in your patience. Your gold, jewels will do just fine.
But you see, I got a little problem here. You have someone from our direct party, and I got someone from yours. If you're willing to negotiate, then we're gonna need to work something out with how we release these two. I ain't gonna take your word for it, just because I give you some gold and jewels. You'll let her go.
That is
Your time.
That is fair. That is fair. And I do appreciate you speaking with me in good faith. So let me think. How are we going to do this? He kind of idly sort of twirls the knife in his hand near her throat as he thinks. You will attach the purse with gold and jewels to Avery there. And let him approach. Let's say about halfway between you and I, where these lovely people seem to be resting. Gesturing towards Mastiff Group. You can keep whatever that thing in your hand is trained on him all you want. I'm sure that you are more than capable of starting a fight from even further away, let's say. Once he gets there, I'll release the girl. She will go halfway. Avery will return to us. The girl will return to you, and we'll all go about our ways.
The soldier negotiate with terrorists? This is crazy.
I mean, they're not terrorists; they're bandits.
What's the difference?
There's a big difference.
They're terrorizing us right now.
It's up to y'all. You could probably take some bandits, but it depends on, you know, collateral damage, let's say.
Good old collateral damage.
At this point, you get a decent count on the ones that you can see, at least. Bishop, Azul, Persephone, Frederica. As you see, you count 9 of them. The one with Enya, and that 9 not including the one you have in captivity right now. There's a few of them with their crossbows trained at you. You can see that there is even a few that are watching the ones from Mastiff group, some of which are now stirring and waking up, finding themselves under the bolt, as it were. Persephone, what was your sleight of hand check?
That was a 13.
Okay. You, as the conversation is happening, you manage to slowly, inch by inch, reach into your bag as silently, slowly as possible. Feel around and find the smooth spherical surface of the drift globe and slowly roll it out of your bag and into your hand.
Okay, and like, guess if she's doing that, I mean, how much am I putting in this coin purse bag thing, or whatever?
Are you asking them or are you asking me? I don't know.
All right. Jesus Christ. I don't know how much. I don't know what the average
The going
bandit
rate
tariff
is.
Yeah, what's the average bandit tariff? Right. Let's get.
Is that? Are you asking that?
No, I would.
No, you wouldn't ask that. What's the going rate on banditry right now?
All right. I'm just going to. I mean, I would think 50 gold. I don't even know what. I mean, I don't know what they think is a lot, or I don't know what they're implying is the only thing. So he's just saying you put something in the.
Are you putting 50 gold in?
I guess. I mean, that's a lot of money, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm asking you.
Uh,
I'm not gonna tell you whether or not they will be satisfied with the amount before
Yeah.
you decide.
Yeah, I know.
1 copper.
Oh, okay, Ron.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was calling back
I
to.
rubbed 3 coppers together.
Here's
It's a lot of money.
money.
Yeah, I'll make it worth your while.
Hey,
Let me bribe this
woman in the
guard.
business.
All right.
Oh no, that was at the
That was the
Yeah.
tip, yeah, or
yeah.
or like the 2 copper for the fucking succubus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the succubus.
I respect the lady in the workforce.
Yeah, I think he was trying to give them like 2 silver for bribery or something.
Yeah, it was silver, while everyone else is throwing like fucking silver as well, or like copper.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll say I got 50 gold I can offer, and we make this all go away. Can buy a lot of food, drink, and ale, and whatever you'd like for you and your boys.
You can see him mulling it over. Make a persuasion or intimidation check. That sounded more persuasion-y to me.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's the same to me. Oh no, actually intimidation is more. Damn it. Okay, well I fucked
Damn it.
up.
I'm gonna give you this, and you're gonna take it. I'm gonna intimidate you into taking my money.
That's right. That's fucking right, man. All right. That's an 18.
18?
Yeah.
That seems more than fair to me due to our unique circumstances. Put the gold into the pouch and affix it to Avery's waist. Does your pouch feel sufficiently heavy there, Avery? Yeah, seems like they ain't gonna get over on us. That's good to hear. Do hate dealing with dishonest people.
Yeah. Oh, brother, this guy.
So, are you going to go about things in the way that he had suggested?
For now. But I'm not. I'm kind of, I guess, still looking for an opening. I don't really want to let bandits get away, right? Because they're just gonna do it again. So I do want to stop them, but at the same time, they have someone hostage. So I'm like, their life is my priority. But the second that they're in a situation where I think they're okay or safe, I probably would be trying to fight to stop them and get my money back. Fuck those guys.
So,
I got chomped on
Avery-
for that money multiple times throughout different sessions.
So, you let Avery walk to where he's maybe about 25, 30 feet away from you in the middle of the Mastiff camp. The members of Mastiff group are... You can see them awake, kind of looking around but not moving as they have crossbows trained on them. As Avery gets there, as per your agreement, they start to let Enya go, keeping weapons trained on her. They cross paths, Avery rejoining his men, and the other bandits backing up slowly. Their crossbows still pointed some at you, but a lot at the closer Mastiff group. Those that are still laying down, and Enya, who is standing near the low-lit campfire. They're backing up maybe 60, 65, 70 feet away now. Heading back towards the tree line in the brush.
Frederica's looking at Persephone, kind of reading her expression. Her face is kind of twisting as she's really holding back a lot of anger because she doesn't want to let them get away, but she understands the situation that they're in. Kind of focus on Persephone.
Well, Fred might notice that there's, a drift globe that is bumped into her.
Bumped into it? What do you mean?
Yeah, like instead of holding it in my hand, I just kept rolling it over to Fred.
Okay.
I see. I see what you're putting down.
I don't. I would like to.
I see the like Enya, right? And the rest of them as well? Not like the people
Yes.
hiding in... Okay.
Correct.
Oof, my hands are getting sweaty. Sheesh. Okay. The immersion.
So they are at this point disappearing back into the tree line and the bushes. You can still see some of them fairly clearly with what light the moon gives. Some of them just silhouettes, but you can still see the all what appears to be 10 of these bandits. Avery going back and retrieving his crossbow that he had dropped previously as well.
I mean, I don't know if I would let him pick it up though. Well, I guess.
You're gonna. I mean, things have been amicable thus far. It's up to you guys how much that stays the case.
Well, maybe as he reaches for it, I tell him something along the lines, crossbow stays here. Call it the price of doing business.
Okay, now make an intimidation check, please.
Well, okay. Don't fail me now.
Oh,
That-
dude, I thought you rolled in. You got a shit roll. I'm like, damn.
I sure did, bro. An 8.
Oh.
Damn.
He looks back at you with a little bit of a sneer that you can see, like the corner of his mouth raising, the cheekbones raising from behind the mask as he continues to reach down. But then the bandit that you had negotiated with speaks up. Just leave it, Avery. I'll buy you a new one. Let's get out of here. Avery stops reaching down and steps away from the crossbow and moves past the other one, disappearing to the tree line. The rest of the bandits move away. You can hear their footfalls trailing away from you, crunching over the underbrush of the trees, leaves and sticks cracking under their feet as they vanish into the woods. Enya exhales. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just glad you're safe.
How much? 50? I can pay you back. Maybe I can pay you back.
Don't worry about it. I'd like to think you'd do the same for us.
She kind of goes to sit down, but and she kind of collapses partway down, a bit trembling. Her hand goes up to her throat and neck, the place where the point of that blade had been pressed against, and just kind of feels around. Doesn't seem like the skin had been pierced. Todd, the roguish type, and Chiron stand. The hell happened exactly? I think that's fairly
Yeah.
clear what happened, Todd. I think that we should be grateful that things turned out the way they did. You heard about the increase in banditry and the like since people began to get
well, forcibly removed from their homes and livelihoods by the expanse of the Bloodlands. I guess I just didn't think that we were to be witnessing it firsthand. But it's good that none of us got hurt. Bishop, you handled that expertly.
Yeah. Just kind of grip my teeth for a moment, then just try to exhale for a moment. Not to show the amount of frustration that I'm feeling at that moment. You know, and look towards them and say, I did the best I could do in the situation, but just
We let them get
know,
away.
just know that they picked the wrong group to mess with. I'm gonna make sure that they pay for that.
Chiron nods. Regardless, this is the second time now that you have, well, saved us. I don't doubt that any of those people would have had any qualms with putting a bolt into any of us. So,
What, do we just go back to sleep? Who the hell was even on watch? How the fuck did this happen?
it was my fault.
It was both our faults. I could have sworn I saw something, and I should have just woken y'all up. I thought the both of us could handle it, but there was a lot more than we thought. I mean, I'm glad I thought to wake up Azul, or I could have been one of the people held hostage.
Well, we didn't have an agreed upon procedure for taking watch, and if you see something or anything, so maybe we should make one of those, just have like a standard thing that we do when we think we see something. Maybe we would all like to be woken up instead of, having this happen again. I mean,
Agreed.
I'm not faulting you, because, like you said, it could have been nothing, but
Yeah. But I agree. Next time I'll make sure to wake everybody up.
is everybody awake?
And
No,
no.
no. Ezekiel and Melody are still asleep.
I was wondering if I should start snoring.
I mean, I guess all's well anyway, so not really all's well, but, well,
For the time being, a few gold coin is better than a lot of dead people. I felt confident I could make it out of this, but I wasn't so sure about our comrades here that were asleep.
let's see, the members of Mastiff Group, various emotions across them, ranging from relief to maybe what seems like a bit of shame or embarrassment to anger and frustration at the situation.
Fred's gonna need to cool off, so she's just gonna walk off.
Gita goes to console Enya, and it seems like similar thoughts, but heading off in opposite direction. The roguish type Todd from Mastiff Group begins to
walk away from his group as well.
Well, I would like to follow Fred. You know, give her space, but also not let her wander alone at the moment.
Okay. Fred, you walk over and sort of into the tree line where the bandits have at this point now long since retreated, and just kind of staring out into the vast darkness of the woods beyond you. At your feet is the discarded crossbow that Avery had used, if that is his real name. But is anyone getting back to sleep? Or what are you guys doing?
Mm, I mean, damn, I don't know how I would. Jeez. Mm.
I'd like to vent to Persephone once we're far enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably just stay awake a little longer. Maybe, I don't know. Immediately, maybe consult Lazul on, what we could have done. Or if what we can do to maybe catch those guys or bring them to justice or whatever.
Gotcha. Alright. Just making sure here that that's just like, general summation of what you guys are saying. No one wants to actually roleplay that stuff out, right? Or do you want to? I don't want to skip. I just don't want to move on and leave you guys. So,
Ah,
like you're going over stuff with Azul. I know that Frederica's venting to Persephone. That seemed like general stuff. No one actually started talking, so
yeah.
Well, one thing I'll say is that I would have thought that, the demons and the devils just running amok everywhere and the gnolls and everything, that would be enough to have people just, you know, why are people turning on each other? Like that's the last thing that anybody needs.
Just it gets me angry because there has always told us that the outside world is full of dangers, and I never fully believed her. And of course, yes, we saw everything that happened to the Bloodlands, but those are fiends, those are devils, those aren't people. And I never wanted to kill them the way I fucking did now. I'm sorry. It just felt so fucking useless.
Yeah, I felt that way too, and I'm not keen to feel so again anytime soon. But I'm in a bit of disbelief because, like I said, you'd expect something like that from, or worse, from fiends, but not people.
But what they said was right. This is a result of everything that's happening with the fiends and the devils. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I don't want to feel useless again. I really hope we made the right decision. I don't want to be made a fool of.
Oh, what's happening? Are you guys okay?
I mean, we could go after them.
After who?
these two are a ways away from camp. Frederica's
Oh,
shouting
okay.
has woken Ezekiel.
I thought that they were close to me, like they just walked over, like towards my general vicinity.
They're about 50 feet away from you, so you're enough to hear Fred's angry shouting, not enough to hear a personal conversation.
Oh, okay. So rather, let me retry that. What's going on? I'm just mumbling this to myself.
Me, 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 me,
I thought they were right next to me, and that's why you told me that. I'm gonna roll back over into my little bed sheet.
There you go. It must have been the wind.
Melody's just like all arms down on the floor, legs spread, like just like sleeping.
Just bottle in hand, loot in the other. So, Persephone, Frederica, talking about maybe going after them, talking about, well, these people made you even more upset, even more angry than the devils, demons, gnolls you have been fighting had been. The ones that you were told, the ones that you believed were, well, the true evil. And yet,
I guess if Duncito's up for it, I'll act out our little scene.
sure.
Sure.
That was a close one. I'm glad I got you when I did. I, I was foolish not to wake more people up, or I shouldn't have sent her. We can't let them get away with this, right? We gotta find them. We just got to.
I mean, it might be possible, but they said was correct. Mastiff, anyways. This could just be left off as a situation of all's well that ends well.
But for who? For them? Sure, I mean, I'm glad everybody's alive and safe, but they're just gonna do it again.
That might be true, but they probably have their reasons.
Whatever the reasons are, they're, in my eyes, unexcusable.
Don't get me wrong, Bishop. I'm disappointed. But if fighting broke out, many would have been hurt. Most likely none of us. Probably many of Mastiff.
I know they're still green, and I, that's why I did what I did, but maybe once we know they're safe, maybe we could, I don't know. All I'm saying is, they can easily do it again, and next time, maybe there won't be people like us to bail whoever gets held up out. Maybe people will die. Doesn't seem like they had any qualms about doing that. Killing people, that is. On top of stealing all their belongings.
Focusing our efforts to... While this might not be what you want to hear, but focusing our efforts on some things closer in relation to the portals would probably be more important in the long run. You spend time and effort searching for the bandits now. That's time and effort that you won't get back.
what do you suggest? I mean, we gotta at least report this, or I mean, it's just it's hard for me to let this go. But I get what you're saying. It's just I understand.
Your feelings are valid. It's just. Yes. Perhaps report might be all that's necessary. We need not on all of the issues of the area on our own.
Right. I know we can only do so much, and our top priority should be to stop demons and devils from coming through over to our plane. And like you said, maybe it is the greater good, maybe it's a greater thing, and for all we know, they've been driven to this because of that. Not that I'm giving them a
Precisely.
pass.
Well, not that you need to. They're still scummy bandits, of course.
Yeah. Just as much as we are all suffering, it never ceases to amaze me how quickly we're willing to turn on each other in the time of need, when we should all be banding together.
Some people just want the easy way out.
Yeah.
Todd heads back to his camp and sits in front of the campfire, tossing some sticks and kindling into it. Well, that's all the sleep I'm gonna get tonight. He looks over to Enya and Gita. It seems like he wants to say something, but stops himself. Just stares into the fire. Slowly, the Mastiff group starts to get back into settle down for what's sure to be a restless night of sleep. Fred, Persephone, Azul, Bishop. Any of you finishing up your long rest?
Yeah, I guess isn't defeated, but I'd probably be trying to rest up and
Yeah.
put it behind me as best as I possibly can. For now.
After conversations, venting, and a frustrating night's sleep, you guys do finish up your long rest. Morning does come. Melody, you wake up cheerful as ever, ready to get a move on with the day.
Good
We love to see
morning,
it.
everyone. Hope everyone had a good night's sleep. I'm ready for action. We're gonna kick some demon butt. Why is everybody so moody?
Just like I twitch. It's
Morning, everybody. You know, I had a weird dream last night. There's a lot of yelling and I don't know. I just Slept pretty good otherwise, though.
Same. Sounds like you didn't have enough to drink. What's up with everybody? I'm whispering to Ezekiel. They're not as energetic as I thought.
I do not have the patience for this right now.
Maybe your song did suck that bad.
Oh.
That's
Melody's
it.
just like there's a heart in the background. It's just shattering behind her. It's like,
No, I'm joking. Yeah, there's
Dad
no
was
way your
right.
song could ever have that sort of mood.
I don't know. Everybody but us look like the way they do.
Wait, now that I think about it, everyone else is upset and I'm the only one that didn't listen to it.
I
Are
can't.
you
Tears
sure
are
you
just
didn't
like
piss them
pouring
off?
out of her face.
Are you sure you didn't piss them off with it?
I don't know. I don't remember what happened.
Wait. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna let them be upset. Maybe they'll get better.
I have a better idea. Let's ask them about their night. Hey, you guys!
God.
Ty
As you
just
walk
runs
in
towards the group.
as Chiron and Todd are helping Velen to and Velen himself is conscious and but seems to have lingering injury to his leg that makes walking difficult. They kind of give side-eyed. Todd gives a side-eyed glance to Melody as she bounds joyfully into the center of everything and decides to bite his tongue.
Did I see that?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to have the interaction of me just going, protect her feelings. It's too early for this. I'm going to go to the most neutral man I know. I'm gonna go to Azul
Mhm.
and ask what happened. Azul, how'd you sleep last night? Everything go okay?
As Melody peeks over and listens to their conversation, smiling.
Well, suppose it would depend on who you ask. Suppose if you're asking me personally.
I don't mean to be blunt, and I know we have a listener, but was it Melody's performance?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Told you
Oh,
so. I told you they liked my song.
I was worried you said something controversial, Melody.
Maybe you should clean your ears next time and
You drank
realize that
like
it's not
2 or 3
me.
bottles.
It
I
was
don't know what
killer,
you
but
said.
okay.
Please, calm
For
yourselves,
fall.
children. Calm down,
The-
children. We were robbed last night. That's what's wrong with everybody. Now go back to playing quietly, though.
Rob.
Robbed? Oh, what?
Yes.
Oh,
Unfortunately, neither of you were nearby or anything that I could do to wake you up, so
Damn, it must have been serious since Persephone seems upset.
wait a minute. Is Bishop okay?
Bishop is currently
I-
hitching up the horses to the.
I'm just
The
brooding,
cart.
yeah, doing that
Yeah.
exactly.
he's not come to any physical harm. However, I would probably recommend zone devices for a bit.
Alright, well,
Oh, her pigtails
Melody.
just go really down.
Your pigtails move
Yeah,
independently.
their ears.
They're sentient,
Yeah.
you see.
They are sentient,
They're
Yeah,
absolutely.
they
like
both-
fucking ears.
They both grumble a little. You know, they go.
You look over to, at Bishop, and he does seem to be brooding a little bit. Seems like he's lost a little bit of weight as well, maybe about 50 gold's worth.
Well,
Damn.
oh, damn, that's crazy.
Oh.
Thank you both for filling us in. I'm gonna like put up kind of like a fake smile to try and reassure them. Yeah, we're just gonna try to lay low. Isn't that right, Melody?
Melody's just looking down, very upset, and then she looks a little bit upset at the same time and mad, looking down. We never get robbed before, Ezekiel. What would have? And then she looks over at the Mastiff group. Damn, it was them. I told them not to bring
No.
demons, but it doesn't mean to bring enemies either. She's screaming over at them.
You know,
What?
if you
I'm
think
just
about
gonna
it,
go to the cart.
it's kind of our fault that they were here at all. You know, because we did fight the gnolls that they were sent to clean up, and if we hadn't fought the gnolls and been successful, then there wouldn't have been. I don't understand people.
Enya,
Why rob us?
Yes, Fred?
you aggressively approach Enya.
She sort of shrinks away from you a little bit.
Whoa, what's going on over there?
I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean to. What?
You kept
No, you
apologizing yesterday, and that bothered me. You shouldn't apologize. You didn't do anything wrong, and I acted out a bit. Just a smidge.
Okay, she stops herself.
That's
from
it.
Apologizing
Bye.
again. It's okay. She does not pursue it. Guys, get back on the road. Fred, are you driving?
I don't want to drive, to be honest. Bishop, can you take over?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it just gets lost in taking the horse. Just something else to keep your mind at least a little bit distracted, even though, you're very well proficient, used to it. It's not like it takes much of your brain power to drive a cart, so. You guys continue on the path to Glimmerdale. This uneasy silence keeps falling over the group, occasionally broken by, Melody or Ezekiel or someone's attempt to sort of lighten the mood, but it always just kind of falls back to this brooding silence. Seems the ranger of Mastiff group, Enya, also kind of has the feeling of trying to lighten the mood maybe a bit. So, you know why we were out there. What are you guys doing? You on a mission as well, or returning from one?
Oh, we're in a weird intermediate phase, you could say. We had a mission, we found the mission, we did part of the mission, and then something else came up that's now also the mission. It's been a bit. We've been on the road for a while.
Is it like we haven't been in the wardens long, me especially. So I don't know if it's like if there's like a secret thing going on that you can't say what the mission is, or if you just don't want to, that's okay too.
It it's a little on the secret side, yeah. We were trying to find some people, some contacts, and it didn't pan out. Now we're trying to find other contacts. That's as much as I think I can narrow it down for you.
Melody is over here just tuning up her lute with her like pigtails all droopy still, and she says what he said.
Okay, that's fair. I don't want to press. And she falls silent too,
Hey, Melody.
having that door.
Yeah, Percy? What's up?
I might have been a little hard on you guys earlier, just a little. It was very difficult last night, and I'm glad that nobody was hurt. But do you think you could play something? I mean, if you're in the mood to. I mean, because you kind of raise everybody's spirits when you play. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything, too extravagant. If you are wanting to play, I think that everyone would appreciate it probably. And I
Wait,
am sorry.
sounds. Oh no, that sounds awesome. Of course I would love to. I mean, of course, if you don't mind, that is. I'm like, putting my two fingers, like, pointing each other. Like, if you don't mind, that is.
Ezekiel's face is gonna kind of glow up. Wait, Melody, go for it. Go for
What?
it. Come on, sing.
Okay, only if you get to sing with me.
Oh, go. Mm,
I give my,
you know I have
I
my
give you.
reservations.
Oh, you sure do. Melody just like hands over Ezekiel's script. Here you go. I
Oh
made
my
this
god.
last night.
What? When? As you were singing the other song, you were writing this different song.
All right.
Of course, this is the second part of the song.
Yeah.
Second verse, same as the first.
All
It
right.
sure is.
You know, I'm only comfortable just doing humming to it. I don't want to make an ass of myself.
It's okay. Your parts are highlighted. Don't worry about it. You got this. As Melody brings
Oh,
out his violin or lute.
all right then.
Highlighted with prestidigitation.
Like load of them. Magic highlighter.
This is what my magical secrets get me.
Magical secrets. Now I've heard there was a secret chord that Ezekiel played and it pleased the helm, but you don't really care for my music, do you?
I
It
have to
goes like this, the fourth, the sixth. Ezekiel!
You can't even count. Melody's drinks are mixed.
The
The
baffled
baffled
king.
go. My
Sure.
bad. I didn't. The baffled king composing. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah!
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Ezekiel, head it off.
Your faith was strong, but you needed proof.
You saw Bishop's gun. Oh, you goofed. His
Ezekiel
beauty
struggled to read
the
Melodies
moonlight.
I thought I went to college.
Didn't I drown?
I can just keep singing.
Persephone is trying to clap along. Trying to.
Trying to, but the melody and rhythm is all off.
So she's just like intermittently clapping.
Let's end this, Ezekiel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm like shoving Ezekiel with my
with
elbow.
every lyric.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take your
You can
hint.
see. Yeah.
What do you think, Percy?
It was magical.
He feels now pretty grumpy after this.
And yeah, Gita and Kaidan are all just in various states of either just enjoying the the show for what it was, or kind of chuckling along. Todd has fallen back quite a number of feet behind the cart and is just walking like maybe 100 feet back now with his hands in his pockets.
Damn.
A
100
hundred?
Yeah,
feet.
he's kind of like just was like throughout the entire performance, just slowly letting you guys gain ground to get further
Wow.
away.
He must want an encore. I get it. I get
Oh,
it.
he's saying sing louder. I see.
Thaumaturgy.
Ooh,
Booming voice.
who needs booming blade?
Yeah, booming voice.
I told you I didn't want to sing.
You did great. I wink at Ezekiel.
Did
See,
I?
everybody looks much chipper. Just looking around, seeing
Yeah.
pretties.
You know what they do. Still, I didn't want to do it.
Well, now you owe me a drink when we get to the tavern.
I
I'm just
don't
Melody
owe
just
you
kicking her feet up in the
anything.
air.
I'm gonna pull out my book angrily. I don't owe you anything.
Just burned
I already did something for you.
So are you guys going beyond Glimmerdale, or you mentioned the tavern? I assume that's what you meant.
Sorry.
Are you heading back to Twin Hills and the Warden camp?
Uh, I'm gonna put the book back down that I was just about to crack open. Uh, no, we're not heading back quite yet. We have the other contact we need to reach. So we're gonna stop in Glimmerdale for just a smidge and then get on our way.
Okay. I'm interested to learn who this contact of yours is. So I can't wait to find out. This is
Something you
news.
ain't
This is
telling us,
news to
is
the
The
DM.
bartender.
How is it
Yeah.
news to you? It's the alchemist.
The alchemist is in Millgrove, which is past Twin Hills.
Well, yeah, I said that we're not going straight to Twin Hills.
You're okay. So I need to draw a map, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, let me draw on the map. Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'll just draw it over here. Basically.
I was assuming it was like maybe like a bit off from Twin.
All right,
Yeah.
so basically, let's see. Mountains, right? Here's the mountains.
Uh-huh.
Over here is Silver Lake, right?
Okay.
Over here is Glimmerdale.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, let's see. Over here, not to scale, is Twin Hills.
Okay.
And then let's see. I guess up this way would have been where your first mission was, past the forest and all of that.
All right.
Where you went to find, where you went to get Frederica's curse lifted.
All right, so that's around where what's his
And then
name?
over here is Millgrove,
Village.
which is where the alchemist is.
Okay. So I thought it would be like more along the lines of like Glimmerdale's here. Maybe it's like here or like here.
Well, this is like it might
Like
not be
this.
like directly the mountain range
Okay.
goes like whatever. So this
Yeah.
is just like in relation to one another. That's where the cities are.
All right. Yeah, I had no idea like where the actual like map composition was.
Yeah, no problem. I need to make a map. That's fine. Which is good because I
so
should do that anyway.
I'm gonna. We're not going straight to Twin Hills, but we're going through it to go to our place.
So you guys are heading there.
I see. Well, yeah, we will be heading back to Twin Hills to probably stopping for a bit to resupply and rest in Glimmerdale, though, so I think that might be where we part ways.
She looks out of the cart to the road that leads to Glimmerdale that you're traveling on.
still have a couple days' time till we get to the city. Well, once we part, I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe on the downtime of a mission, we could just see each other in the eating halls or something at Twin Hills.
Sounds nice. We haven't had much interaction with other warden groups, especially not ones as experienced as you are. It
Yeah.
would be nice to have someone that we could go to for guidance, I guess.
Yeah, I I kind of wish we had a bit more of that ourselves. We we didn't have the best start in our time as wardens. I'm gonna pop like a smile to saying that.
As you guys pull over at one point near midday to rest, give the horses some time to relax, get some food, and you guys as well. Notice that. And yeah, she goes some ways away from the cart and is scanning the sky, lifting her hand to a passing flock of birds. One comes down and rests on her finger. And Bishop, you had seen this before, but she casts that animal messenger spell that she had told you about the previous night and releases the bird back into the air, and it flies off towards Glimmerdale.
Mm.
She heads back to the cart. Little bit of a bounce in her step as she climbs back in and starts to talk a little bit, just a little small talk with Relin. Just sent a message off. I hopefully won't be needing anything like that for the rest of the day. We have a second chance at all this, Helen. You know, to do it smarter going forward, and maybe we'll have a stone of ourselves. Won't have to rely on passing animals anymore. No one speaks. It's still useful to have, for sure. But I think I would be in agreement with you. I'm not too keen on repeating our past mistake. I feel like this is a lesson well learned for me. You guys continue on. Is there anything that you guys want to say, do, speak of before you get to Glimmerdale and part ways with Mastiff Group? Last chance for now to talk to them, learn anything, do whatever. What?
I'm so sorry. I just saw Mugged Striker.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good.
Wow.
I know.
I didn't even notice that name change.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mug Striker.
I guess I'd go to the cleric of their group, Enya, right?
She's a
Or is that
ranger,
the
I think,
wrong
isn't she?
person?
Enya is the ranger.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Who's the cleric? What's the cleric's name?
The cleric's name is Gira.
Gia. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go up to her, kind of, because earlier wasn't she like before all of this happened? She was like upset because she had been the one that wanted to chase the gnolls.
Yeah, she was one of the ones that was for it. Yes.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
seemed like, at the very least, it seemed like Todd was one of the ones that was against it. He was the
Yeah.
one that was, yeah.
Um. Hey, just Kira.
Uh, yes.
Uh, you just just keep watching over your group. That I am also cleric, as you can probably tell by the holy signs and everything. You just do what you think is best. Don't like be too hard on yourself. I've made more than my fair share of mess ups, and um, just just do what you think is best for the group.
Yeah.
Also,
It's, hmm?
side note, who's your deity?
Oh, she takes out her holy symbol and, uh, for a moment, it just looks like an ovular pendant.
Mm,
On sort of like a closer inspection, you can see that engraved into this ovular pendant are some markings and textures that make it more resemble an egg.
an egg.
Yes.
Oh.
She's not well known or even vastly followed one, but
Hmm.
I follow the deity Samwanya.
Someone, uh,
Yeah,
have I
Samwanya.
heard anything of that?
Make a religion check.
Religion check. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and that is a 14, no modifiers. What's my religion modifier? Plus 4. Okay, so 18.
18. So, yes, you have heard in passing, definitely no deep study from you going into this
Okay.
deity of Samuanya, which kind of takes you a little bit off guard, and you feel at least at some point that, upon hearing it, that you can't be thinking of the right one because Samuanya is a lizard folk deity.
Uh, y you
That,
said Simawanya.
uh, yes.
Oh,
Hmm?
well, just remember, your deity is always just keep in good touch, I guess. I don't know. I've never really heard anything back. I'm not saying like
I don't. Trust me, I am well aware. But,
yeah.
they've not led me astray just yet. So,
Yeah. Just I don't know, from one cleric to another. Just keep up the good work. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's it.
it's. It's doing the right thing. It's difficult when
Well, as I learned recently, that trying to do the right thing and doing the right thing by my group are not always the same things.
Yeah. No, they're not. But the hard part is just choosing which one is more important in the moment. Oh,
Yeah. And she. Oh, geez, everyone just disconnected from tabletop except for Dune.
Ah, damn.
No.
Bueno.
I mean, that's fine.
Immersion.
Yeah, my immersion looking at the last game's map.
Bum, bum,
It looks like Dune. Looks like Dune wins.
Yeah.
Yo, I think he just won D&D? What?
Yeah, you just won.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you the last one, the only one in? Like, if it was just me and Nemo, that would make sense. How is it you? That doesn't make any sense. Or did you reconnect? I don't understand. Did
Oh,
you
no.
do this?
I'm built different.
Hmm.
Blue is superior.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
You
our
built
Azul.
True.
Alright, back in.
Welcome back.
Same.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Alright, so, you and Gita have a conversation. She asks you about who your deity is, and as you guys kind of speak, the conversation starts with just talking about your deities, their dogmas, and everything like that. But then it sort of transitions to like life as a cleric, or what it was like, or the training, and just kind of small talk in that regard. It goes less away from the talking about like the holy texts and scriptures, and more just on how well you came about being a cleric and how life has someone like that is. And it turns out she had been not raised by, but where she's from, it is a fairly large lizard folk settlement.
Hmm.
And she talked about how surprisingly peaceful they were, how trade between them and humans and other humanoid races that lived around there was fairly peaceful, even though they were seclusionist. And that always just kind of drew her interest more and more until she went and learned about them. And that's how she learned about their deity, Semawanya, who is a deity of life and survival.
Okay.
And specifically for the lizard folk people, that also includes propagation.
Okay.
Anyways.
That's pretty cool.
So you guys arrive in Glimmerdale a couple of days later.
Oh, wait, no.
Wait, what? No, what do you guys want to do? Okay. You do
Oh.
not arrive in Glimmerdale at all, ever.
Bishop,
What?
for a minute. I just want to have like a quiet conversation with Bishop.
Sure.
Hey Bishop. Do you know why Enya keeps walking away? Like I saw a bird come down, but
Oh. Yeah, she does this this magic, and it looks like she could communicate with animals, and she says she can have them send a message. It's a pretty neat thing. At least I think so.
okay. So, well, I mean, I guess it might make an animal less nervous if you weren't around a bunch of other people. But
I'm not sure why she walks away. I don't know if she's timid or if it's for the animal. We never really got to have that conversation. I should probably talk to her too before we head out. I know she feels terrible about the whole situation, and I haven't done much to address it. I hate to see her lose her courage.
okay, this might be, totally whatever. But are we sure the messages were going where, to like friendly people? I mean, because that was all a little too. Why didn't they? Why didn't? Why did they? Was that? It didn't. Doesn't feel right.
Huh.
We have
Why
so
did
much
who
more.
what?
We have so much more. Why did they settle for so little and only from you, not from all of us? Or like, what was the? And how did they? I mean, we're along a road, so that's fine. But like, also,
Well, I'd never thought of that. She never really did say exactly who it was going to, but I think she mentioned it was going to the wardens, but
you could ask, couldn't you? I mean, it's just a precaution. I mean, I'm sure it's nothing. Probably, right? I've been thinking. This has really bothered me a lot. I've just been thinking about it a lot.
Everything's a
it's
conspiracy.
it's been bothering me too. Gosh, I hate to think that one of our own would be doing this. It's just giving me a sick feeling to my stomach, but I guess you make a good point. We can't rule
Well,
it out.
I didn't want to throw accusations. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. Accusations aren't good. So just like verification. It's simple. It's nothing. Right?
Yeah, I mean, how do you suggest I approach that?
Well, you have the sending stone. You could just ask Cheryl if she checks in, and if she checks in, then all is well. Like if she's checked in, recently. I don't know how long, like it's an animal has to travel, but all the same, if she's just checking in with Cheryl or whatever, then that's fine, right? It all's good and well.
Yeah, I guess I could poke and prod a bit, and maybe see what she says, and if she confirms that she's sending another message over to the wardens, then yeah, sure would know. If that's how they communicate, that's a good idea. All right, I'll go talk to her, and I'm hoping we're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to think badly. That's why I was like, maybe we just find out, make sure, double check.
Yeah, well, I
Okay.
mean, you are the smart one, I think. All right, all right. So I guess I am gonna go to talk to Enya because I was gonna do that anyways, but now,
Oh, okay.
now I have to
Nice.
add
So
an
you're talking
extra
to
layer
Anya
to it.
first. Okay.
Yeah,
So are
'cause
you? So you guys aren't back on the road, or did you hand over the reins to Fred, or does Fred want to, or is it Ezekiel's turn to drive? You see?
he's never gonna drive as long as I'm alive.
Well, you could also hand over the reins to probably one of Mastiff if you trusted them more than you trust Ezekiel.
Why wouldn't I just give it back to Fred? I mean,
I don't know. Fred didn't want to drive at first. I don't know if that's changed or not.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I would I guess this before we headed out because I think we were gonna talk to them before we headed out, or were they
Okay. You
just
you don't. So you
dropping?
want to? Gotcha.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, I probably would have walked over to her because I
Okay.
noticed her sending the message. So maybe
Yes.
I
So
don't know
this
how long ago
happened.
was
So
that. Yeah.
she sends the message, and as she's like released the bird and is watching it fly off towards Glimmerdale, that's when Persephone comes up and you have this conversation. So At this point, Enya has since returned to the cart. She was talking with Relin as Ezekiel and Gita were having their talk. You finished yours with Persephone. So you guys are still kind of pulled off to the side of the road and taking a bit to rest and relax before getting back on your travels.
Okay. So yeah, at this point I would probably just pull her to the side for a moment. Um, hey, I noticed you did that spell again. It's always such a neat thing.
Yeah.
I really did wish I could learn that. Seems useful.
Well, I mean, if you have time, I wouldn't mind. I'm not exactly like really knowledgeable when it comes to magic and stuff, but that kind of thing or stuff that helps me track, that's the kind of stuff that I mean, pretty good at, not the best.
I I hear ya. And I mean that's how you communicate with the wardens, huh? I think
Y-
that's what you said, right?
yeah, it's um the wardens a lot sometimes if you know if me and the group have to split up for whatever reason, I can use it to talk to them as well, as long as I can give the little critter a description of who I need the message sent to. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'd be able to capture if you try to teach me, but it would be nice to know it. Maybe I'll with some practice I'll be able to implement it myself and yeah.
Huh, absolutely. I mean, it's less than the least I could do after all that you've done for us. If there's something that I could teach you, I would be honored.
And I would be honored to learn.
She gives a small, meek smile.
And listen, I know you were what happened. It's not easy to go through that, but I don't want you to lose sight of what you set out to do. I don't want you to lose your resolve or courage to continue on. This is just all part of growing and learning and getting better at being a warden.
She smiles and gives a small nod. It's scary, and I definitely was afraid. But the thing is, I don't think I'm gonna stop being afraid anytime soon. Um, but that doesn't change anything, really. I couldn't forgive myself if I stopped and did nothing, you know?
Well, that's good to hear. Like I said, that fear doesn't always just go away, but knowing that you have a greater purpose than just that fear is what sets you apart from the rest.
Yeah, I joined the Wardens because I have something worth fighting for, so I don't intend on giving up on that.
That's good. That's pretty much all I wanted to say, though. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you and your group just keep on doing what you're doing, and it'll get easier. And
Don't-
and hell's maybe you'll save our butts next time.
You would have to be in a very bad way for that to happen.
Like I said, we can be a little reckless, so it's not that far fetched.
Todd is standing out of earshot of your conversation. You pulled her to the side, but he's standing with his back against the cart and kind of absent-mindedly flipping his dagger and catching it in his hand. You should get a move on, burning daylight.
You heard the man. Looks like your group is ready to go, so
He's always like that.
yeah.
Hey, think fast. Can I throw a rock at him?
Okay,
What the
sure.
frick?
At who?
At Todd or at Bishop?
At Todd.
Oh,
Okay.
with
Can I
the
fire?
knife that he's throwing
What
in
are you
the air?
doing?
Bring a rock.
No, I heard that. I'm talking.
Oh.
I think Melody,
Melody said
wants a
something.
Fireball.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna cast Fireball. Oh shoot!
With my magical secrets. No, just kidding. Inspire. Can I inspire her?
As she's no.
The
Are you trying to
library
That's
scene
not
all
good.
over again.
Trying to kill
you-
the guy.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check there.
Azul
Fred.
quickly thaumaturgy.
See how much heat you put on this thing.
Oh shit. Okay, well, they goddamn.
I mean, are you just trying to lob it at him, or are you trying to?
Too late. This is
Oh,
really
Too
no,
late.
it's gonna be an initiative. Oh shit.
No! What is it, timing?
Mastiff versus fucking Phoenix. Go.
Oh my god.
Oof, ooh, big oof.
17.
How
17.
hard does she
So you
rock?
chuck the rock at him as he's like mid flip of his knife, and it's heading right for his face. He reaches up and like catches the rock in his hand. The knife, his foot. He catches the rock and almost instantly drop it. Ow! You can see like his hand has a bit of like cuts and scrapes from the force of it, but he did end up catching it. What the hell was that for?
Impressive.
Oh, good reflex.
Fucking
You guys will be
what?
fine.
What?
Anyways, let's get a move on.
What?
I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're just gonna have to take that, to be honest.
He
I
reaches
just
down
jumped
and
right
gingerly grabs the hilt of his knife,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Picks
hand
it
it
up.
back to him.
wipes the dirt from it, and puts it in his sheath, kind of flexing his hand as it's probably like gone a bit numb, like a fucking caught a fucking fastball right down the middle with no padding on your glove. He kind of is glaring in Frederica's direction as she heads towards the front of the cart. Ezekiel, you notice just the tiniest bit of like a sly grin tugging on the corner of his lips.
Ooh. I get close to him and say, by the way, that's not Melody. I'm Melody. And I walk away.
I thought that was Bishop.
Uh,
So troll.
yeah, Eh,
Uh,
I'm sorry about that. It just happens, okay?
it just happens sometimes.
You know, I've been throttled for less, so
He heads up.
I'm just gonna walk up to the guy. Come on, slaps him in the back. You were fine all along. She's not gonna hurt. She was never gonna hurt you. I think.
how great, Henry. Could we not? Could we not have to do an initiation party? Just let him be.
You can see him kind of biting his tongue a little bit, like literally.
I'm gonna poke another hole and say, Well, at least you'll be prepared for the next robbery.
The next person that tries to touch him, can I actually go for a warding flare on his end? Level four.
Uh,
Way to bring the mood down,
I think
Oh,
I think that was just Fred's way to say lighten up. Yeah, was Todd? Todd?
It was Todd, yeah.
Yeah. Lighten up, Todd. Being a warden's hard enough without you having to, you know, get on their ass all the time. They understand. I know you mean well for them. I know you just want everybody to be safe, but
you know,
it doesn't hurt to.
great speech. You didn't have to throw a rock at him for it, though.
What was that?
Well,
Did you say something, Ezekiel?
I tried, Fred.
What? No,
Melody runs out of the
said I
way.
needed water. I just said I needed water, and I'm super parched actually.
That's not what
You're
you
welcome,
said, actually.
Ezekiel.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh god. Walk up to he's running away. You're basically playing ring around the cart
Oh, yeah,
right
no,
now.
I'm
As
immediately
Ezekiel's trying to
running.
keep his distance away from you.
I'm gonna have my shield up. Stay away
I'm gonna
from
hold out the
me.
water skin. You said you were thirsty?
I did. Yeah. You know what? I did say that. If you could just
Drink.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, fuck.
Could I hold it? Could I hold it?
Yeah, of course. Here you go.
Okay. I'm
Throw it
going
at
to
him.
like very slowly take it from her.
Uh-huh.
I'll take like a couple of gulps and then go. Oh, that was amazing. Thank you. That really hit the spot. I'm gonna very slowly, like shaking, almost like hand it back to her.
The sound of the water sloshing around as his hands.
There you go.
You're
lo-
welcome.
yeah, thank you. Lovely weather we're having. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Just be careful. It's raining rocks. I'm gonna go back to the horse.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
no. Ezekiel is shaken up by that exchange.
He's shaken up by the kind gesture of Frederica. Wow, okay. Alright, so you guys getting back on the road. Was there anything else that you wanted to do, Bishop? I believe that was part one of a two-step process that you and Persephone discussed, maybe? I don't know what you want to do, though.
Yeah, I was going to. I mean, I kind of didn't want to just ask because I have to speak into the sending stone, right? It's not like
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't want to just do that right
mean,
there.
Do you want to
Maybe
do it like later, like that evening, or like when you actually get to the safety of Glimmerdale, or do you want to use the one use of the sending stone now? It's up to you.
I was gonna use it as maybe as like they are starting to part ways and we've gotten some
Ah.
distance where they can't just readily hear our conversation if I like ask.
Okay, so like after you leave them behind in Glimmerdale and move on to like head back towards Twin Hills or whatever.
Yeah, just enough distance that like we're not so far that like we can't turn around if we need to, but like just to confirm as they're out of like earshot, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right, so
Yeah.
you guys travel back to the city of Glimmerdale. It comes into view atop the large hill that it rests on, and when you get there, they help Relin down, who's walking almost he can walk on his own, but it's a slow going process. You guys head to the tavern, get some drinks, get some food, and enjoy a little last final meal evening together with Mastiff Group for now. Melody puts on another little performance. Some of the members of Mastiff getting involved. And yeah, Gita, Relin from his seated position. You notice that Chiron is basically beaming. He seems happy, relieved that everyone's okay. and he's just enjoying their enjoyment of the evening. He himself with just simple meal of bread and cheese and a glass of water. The next morning comes, and you go to say final goodbyes to Mastiff Group. Kyron walks up to you guys. Hand outstretched. Thank you again. There's no amount of thanks, no amount of words that I could possibly say to express to you just how grateful I am that you showed up when you did.
Who is
Oh,
talking to?
Is it talking to all of us?
Take
I
it
think,
in.
right?
All of us.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't specifically me.
No. It's
take it then.
it's whoever wants to step forward, so it's Azul now.
All right, that's fine.
Gives you a nod and Gita nods to you, Ezekiel, and
I'll reciprocate.
kind of her voice, directed towards you. Kind of in a little tone. Other people can overhear it, but it's not, taking up the majority of the spotlight. Take care of yourself and them.
Oh, you do the same.
And she smiles. And yeah, gives you guys a wave. Good luck. Be safe. If we see each other again, maybe I could try teaching you that thing we talked about, Bishop.
Sure thing.
Who knows what they're talking about, Melody?
Melody is over here crossing her arms and side eyeing her and looking back at Bishop. What's this thing, Bishop? You want to explain to the gang? Hmm? In my head, I'm like, please don't let it be a romance.
I'm not sure it's something your ears could hear.
Jesus Christ. Because it
I'm just-
involves speaking with animals, and you ain't an animal. But I'm not gonna include that part.
I'm just gonna mess with her on purpose.
Yep. All right.
Melody's little spirit just comes out of her body and she's like fainting. Ah.
Collapses onto Ezekiel. Ezekiel, you're left holding up the weight of Melody. Valen gives you guys a wave and a nod from his place, reclined against the building, and as you guys turn to leave, hey Fred.
Huh?
You turn around just in time to catch a rock. See you around.
Aw, he likes you.
Fucking prick.
Yeah, don't die.
What?
Yeah, don't die. That's a wild.
You guys going to head off out of Glimmerdale, beginning the journey back to Twin Hills, the familiar route that you haven't been here in a little while, but still familiar.
Wait, did I sending? Am I sending stoning now?
This
Sorry
is
to
what you
interrupt.
want to do, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, just out of like their earshot.
Sure.
I mean,
so
I
you
don't want to
guys
go all the
kinda-
way to the next town and be like, oh shit, we gotta turn back. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
So
I
you
will.
send the message to Cheryl.
Yeah, sending the message, basically saying, I'll just act it out. Hey, Cheryl, wanted to report that everything seems to be fine with with Massive Group now, but when we were at our camp, we fell into some trouble with some bandits, and I had to pay up to get us out of the sticky situation. And I'm just curious, Enya, does she use some sort of magical animal messaging that she to communicate with the wardens on the status of their group? Could you confirm for me?
Cheryl responds not long later. Well, that's certainly is good to hear that. Mastiff group is well and taken care of. But, yes, Anya, the timid little one, him. Yeah, she has that ability to send us messages, though it is a little bit limited, so whenever that group is forced to go about a day's travel or so more out of Twin Hills, then I don't hear from them for a while. But yeah, she sends messages to animals and birds and whatnot every now and again.
You hear that, Persephone?
You're the only one that hears things from the sending stone.
Oh, I thought I talked into it and it talked back.
You talk into it, but it's like the sending spell, right?
Ah, okay. Whoops.
Whoops.
Uh, Persephone.
Yeah.
I just heard back from Cheryl, and it seems like Anya does use that animal messenger spell to communicate with them. I'm not sure if that rules out whatever you thought, but at least that checks out, right?
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, it's probably all fine. I'm glad to hear it. You know, because thinking that, gee, it's such a coincidence that she was the one held captive and ran off into the woods by herself, or whatever happened there. I never really asked you, but I assume that you probably wouldn't send someone. Did you send her? I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. It's over.
Yeah, I thought she'd be fine, and I only took a second to get Azul, but it was a lapse in my judgment.
So as you guys are kind of continuing to walk, Persephone and Bishop having this conversation, and as we wrap up the session, Bishop, I will note.
Yeah.
1 second.
Cliffhanger.
Your conversation that you had with Cheryl.
Yeah.
She had mentioned that Enya's spell was limited.
Yeah.
And you know, Bishop knows, where you are now, and especially where you were a couple days ago, is well further than 24 hours out of Twin Hills.
That is true. I just don't. I know what the spell is, but I don't. Bishop doesn't know how it works exactly, so I don't know how to.
Well, I'm just saying that Cheryl
Yeah.
did mention that.
Yeah. I just
But
as I asked the question with the sending stone, I realized I fucked up because I should have said, "Did she send you a message yesterday?" Yeah. But yeah.
Maybe she did. Maybe there's a mediator, medium contact. Maybe she could cast it at higher levels too. That's also true. Who knows? You don't know what level she is.
I don't. But you now I'm gonna have to figure it out some other time when I get the chance. Fuck me. Yeah.
Alright. Well, we'll pick up here next time as the group continues their way to Twin Hills and Mill Grove beyond, and the alchemical expertise of Gildebon Bondagil, so that you can get this spore remedy all figured and situated out, and continue with your quest. Say goodbye to the stream. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
See you next time.
Doodly
See you in
doo,
3
pip pip a
months.
doodly doo. See you in 3 months.